Abusia, me no penny Lord Akam, Rebakam, and ebedin komo and nekosia the awie. Maybe biara uhwe me free bia. And because this conversation yemwie no na wanya ntiase bi na wasua bibi. We are here to discuss the difference between spirituality and spiritism. In for difference woman. Is it the same thing? Deɛ he na yɛ practice na deɛ he na yɛafa ne sɛ ana yɛnim a yɛ practice emu deɛ he wakɔyɛ a great teacher ɔda spiritual science society ano yi deɛ na ɛho behia sɛ mabawura nakakye na yɛne no bɛdi saa nkɔmmɔ enti mesrɛ wo join ne mepɛ don't forget sɛ wobɛ tap on the screen ama yɛn na wa like video no na ama the algorithm no I expand our reach na nipa dodoɔ na atimi ajoin ne yɛn na nkɔmmɔ no ayɛ dɛ Edika, Mamenda was say, me Bobura, catch say, me person, you didn't come on. One to put it, Grana, Mama Queen, and say, we bet me. Thank you very much. Now, I mean, taking it back from your previous conversation. Say, Sas, I could say, Akogu, Akoda, Asumjaba.
Kamiatom. Send a local PM, Muni Bibiano, quite a fear demand. Yakabibia, Ayadan, Mabibia. I follow the new more than a heavy police force, a heavy beer, ever. Say Bibia say any hope, Bonibia say any mo, Bibia say Niechi. Timo has no near even a buy, and in Nippy in Dia Wooly. Intellectually, the heavy beer, Yaka, Ama, Bia, upon the person. I said Bianca said any hope in the first place.
Okay.
That's any because. The only charges of the boy and any control against it. So, disposal without a due authorization, which is what is within the constitution. But even with that, we still have some rights in there because we were exercising our freedom of association and then ceremonies, which is enshrined within our associations. Because no religious and spiritual ceremony in here, and your ball can hear too. So all these things went through it and then now my bloggers maybe and more hard asima muntie na makano bebre hunyai ben den
Bloggers na aha mupaon.
Oh, you can say, Omaton Yembo, and say, I say, oh, being said, oh, say, I did, so now I'm saying, you money, I don't know. Sanka Judas names so 10 years ago, and not for J. A pieces of silver in a Miss Rabbi Summon Abbey, a ye, who trade down Poanka, one for yet, Bokoya, and a mouth for Sumu, Macacasa.
Yeah. Obisia ebi a wuni mo pani a ene no edi nkomo opani a ene ni di nkomo the leader of Spiritual Science Society samoba kaya few months ago na ebeye diga on 10 time so say occult group bi akoto nipa body atopu e wo takrade empotamu ho no mo a ebeye diga yeti asem no ya ntena chire anka de ya adweye yakọ na kache ekọ na so ne kodi nkọ ne mind side of the story eti eno na wo ma enya nti asese se bibia to bi a asumdwaba yebeda obade ase na yakọ ene enkomo no so obani ene me nkomo no ebe de se ubenya botre na wotimadwa niamam to the layman's understanding of what we are about to discuss. We are in the age of knowledge. 80 people are hungry to learn. People are hungry trying to seek for knowledge. But the danger aspect of it, and say, many are also miseducating, misinforming, a whole lot of propaganda going on. The right knowledge, you know, so as I could. And you may and pay can be a maybe conversation and the person being common say. You better say a friend be spirituality and a friend be spiritism. The person you focus on these two. Now, boy, with your knowledge and understanding, Yet me from spirituality and tiasia from spiritism and the difference. Said the so be share now or practice any of them are who they all practice any the channel or namso. But on the question mudaho.
But your question of
Okay.
Measures and the person you pay homage or less the energies of the universe na yeshasi. We invoke the seven doors, 7 pillars of earth, the 7 gates of the world, the 4 pedestals, the foundations upon which all existence came into being, the polarities and the changes of the manifested self, the light, the sound, and then the mind of God. We invoke you all to guide us as we do. This very exercise we have taken, also do it. Ade baako a ɛwɔ hɔ yi yɛka spirituality a ɛyɛ wɔwɔ ho adwuma yɛka spiritism a ɛyɛ obi ho adwuma tie ɛha na mpɛ sɛ mehyɛ ase fi spirituality ɛyɛ the individual souls mental physical spiritual emotional connection to God or the universe. That is what spirituality is.
Okay.
And as spiritism, the individual's connection or the individual's connection to an outer source or spirit or being other than himself.
Okay.
That's what I say. So spiritism is more of an outer force other than the soul. And spirituality is you going within and then growing in your own soul to realize the God particle within you, which is asleep, that you must awaken it.
Okay.
That's what I say. Now, a banner, spirituality, no, and yet, nyanko nsɛm anasɛ nyankoma sɛm ne amanneɛ ne amammerɛ ne rituals. Spirituality no more of personal exercise and spiritual exercises to grow your soul. So spirituality tends to mold you, the individual student, in this case, make us say aspirant. What is a make aspirant? Nipa bi or pursue spiritual truth, person who no quite know you. That person is aspiring for spiritual knowledge and truth, make aspirant. Nipa bi as an aspirant may share the growth of the spirit through going within himself and then unlocking the very senses within him and also the very hidden senses within him. Because senses now, the sense of sensation, which is smell, sight, hearing, tasting. So tasting, smelling, sight, hearing, touch, feeling. All these organs are how these sense organs can be purified to draw upon inspiration from the things around him so that he can better understand himself, understand the universe, and be able to operate consciously and actively, man can say passively, actively as a God in his own life and the life of others, and also the whole manifested universe as a whole. Spirituality nature say we be hu na fiti santiase na we be hu awie no wanya ntiase santiase na benya wo hu no wo de beti abode nyina ase na santiase na de beti abode nyina ase no wo de sanim de ne ntiase na wanya no etumi ne abode anante e de djuma ama nsakire ya ba wabrabom ene nipadom nyina abrabom.
Okay, that is the spirituality, no.
That's spirituality. So spirituality involves you being enlightened or evolving on your physical platform, the mental platform of your being, and the spiritual aspect of your being, and by extension, your emotional self. So spirituality seeks to not develop you spiritually alone, but also develop you mentally. Uhunumu, unyansa, senya uhuniema, wapomudin, Wa ho ɔden ya ɔde wo de siesie nyama de hyehyɛ nyama. Onti ase wa abodiem. Ye ka edua a wuti dua ase, wutu wo duam, ne haban mu, ye ka dade a dade ho ɔden nyama obetumi de dade aye den aye. Be de be banfa so ma nipa. Ye ka pomuden a, ye ka nimdia, everything on the physical plane no. Wo nipa no, wo pe hu nimdia na say wo perfect wo in that manner. Mentally no so how to think and to reason through things.
Okay.
How to think and to reason through things. And in thinking, we have philosophy, we have your culture, we have your fashion, your culinary, your foods you eat. When him said, a spiritual activity, a spirituality. Because the wrong combination of foods and their nutrients will either make you sick or healthy.
Yeah.
When they say a connection to the universe and God, that means we are so
Okay.
So spirituality goes deeper into the totality of everything. Yabanu so wan kasa wokra ahu matwa wo hye nyina wokra ne den na ewom ne nti ase ne sen ne nkyira mu ne sen okay wokra no wokra mu ahoden no ye wokra mu ahoden ne ye wonea ewo nyansa ye wonea ye sunsum ye wonea ye okra ye wonea eye honhom ne nyina mmekyerɛkyerɛ ase ye nti no oti we nyina ase wi ana fa beti ase sen saa de a madwen no ene honamani ene sunsum no anase spirit no nkita hodie be na mudi ebre be na we ni we di nkita ho ebre be na adwen ne honhom no so ayden edi nkita ho na sunsum ne honamani wo nkita ho a kwan be so na sunsum ne honamani efa edi nkita ho ana kwan be so na adwen no ene honamani di nkita ho na adwen ne sunsum so ayden edi nkita ho esa ne se ebre biara nipa bia wo ho bia no Sani ma miensa wei omunkita hudie no ene ma wo usipi se wo ye nipa.
Okay.
Ati ase. So,
yeah.
Spirituality no enji bibi ensi nchen se huhum bi si wo nchen na kosom no. There bi. E de bibi esi wo so se wo beti ase na wa ye ni yie. Enti se oti wapomuden ase a enye ubehu se aduane bi angel na aduane bi jew.
Yeah.
Obeti ase nso nienti a eye osom wei Christianity omu yi apaya eye olive oil. Eye red wine. Eye olive oil ne red wine. Na wona nanom nso ye den eyusu eye insaden. That thing no enye spiritism na be kire eye spirituality na be kire. Why? Because spirituality is more focused on unraveling the principles that works through things, not the substance that we see. In mystics, your friend, and in spiritual science, your friend, phenomena and essence.
Okay.
Essence near the base material element, no, and a phenomena near the shape and form that we can relate with. It is here phone here a phenomena. Phone no a phenomena. By a back by phone ni mu a ye be different elements of metals ye dey ye benya gold ewo microchip mu ye be silicon ye be gallium ye be all these elements elements ye yi asasiem. The body of the phone titanium then ye mining no asasiem. Glass now who no then your friend gorilla glass. That gorilla glass ya who and that's a sapphire glass here then you mining no from either crude oil or a lab creation of something. Into breaking up the form now about the element and then the base principle I didn't know if you the saying na ye use material way at the year phone screen and then use that material way and find yourself phone screen because material way you choose our A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H quality. Man, you're suitable for say your phone screen. Now you understanding the law, principle, like material is suitable. And not just say, oh, phone screen in here. To us say, make how the whole thing came to being. And I said, who phone screen, phone screen. Into when it's so phone screen, be as well, who phone screen. But you will nim the ntiase ne nyanse bi e ma saa adeko no e suitable for phone screen na wo hwe phone no sa wo se phone screen ni kutawa wo hu ne ntia e kura ko ne ntrongo so ye nim ye be na bo mu ma yetumi discover saa de na ye de phone screen na ye de ama wo it is nim de ne ntiase na wa body mu embra and the quality of nature na yetumi research discover ya am I to me build a phone screen out of it, no? And then your friend the essence.
Okay.
And phone screen idea and your product then you develop out of material, no? So that is the phenomena. So the phenomena is what we all see. What we don't see is the understanding, the wisdom that went into understanding how nature works to discover that material.
Yeah.
What you say?
Yeah.
So when it comes to spirituality goes beyond the physical structure, say a phone screen, to then investigate and know the principles of nature underlying and underpinning and underworking that thing that makes it function in that way it is functioning and made it usable for that thing you see now and can use.
Yeah.
So spirituality delves you deeper. Not just with using something, but knowing why that thing exists, how that thing exists, what it is for, where it is from, when it came into being, which, what, whatever.
Okay.
And then Spiritism is just about the final product. Dealing with.
Hold on for me. As I know about Spiritism or no. Me pese spirituality hono e bie niam ani so mo obusia ye dey openi lord akap rebakam na elbon komu na fe na ojeni ya. Don't forget say you keep on tapping on the screen to like the conversation. You can also share this conversation as well to reach out to many people. Openi yama me pese e bi san komu we ne say and you know the word spirituality say uboso na o ka kire obi say I am on a journey of understanding nature and practicing spirituality. They quickly put you in a box of say, we are home some only susu ahodo bi na edele we susu some wo timi ahodo a woni omo edele na wo sumo omo na wo worship omo na wo ye sacrifice ahodo ma omo anu ti na me pese ye church le ma for ethics spirituality as it is a metakakra ya wo kan say that spirituality got something to do with energy, spirit.
Spirituality, yes, it got something to do with energy and spirit, but does it deal with energy and spirit? Theo, it has something to do with energy and spirit, but does it deal with energy and spirit? No.
It doesn't deal with energy and spirit, but it got something to do with energy and spirit.
Because okra wo mu no sunsum
okay.
Ati I say, and everything within the universe is energy. Even your physical body is still an amalgamation of energy, losing their vibrational frequency into your friend a coarse material or gross matter. So let me put it well. In spiritual science, this is it. When energy loses vibrational frequency, it becomes heavy, so it coagulates into matter, gross. When material or matter vibrates at a higher frequency, it becomes energy. So when energy loses vibration, it steps into matter. When matter increases in its vibrational frequency, it becomes energy. Ain't say, spirituality. We are trying to understand the underworkings. So spirituality is a science. Spirituality is a science. A science. Why? Because everything you're doing, you are not only doing, you're also trying to understand, to know how it works, to be and become. So ebano spirituality to first grow the mind, grow the self, be it the physical self or the spiritual self. be it the higher self or the lower self. Esan says spirituality ne e de wo fi baby a unim e de ko baby a unim, meaning say it is there more of an evolutional system where you grow as you expand in your understanding of God. Enti unyi no na wonti asimu unyi na niema e wa bodie mu so ye den enyi. Let me tell you one thing. Spirituality encompasses even science. Any technology today is spirituality. Manka spiritism.
Yeah.
Esan say for a scientist to even know say through HAARP technology, I can cause rains to fall. What to be that? When is a scientist put me in show to me then eto. And yet then I'm a scientist to me in show to me toy because we see a body to me who said in show to a way anyway and a boom in show to me then eto.
Yeah.
But the religious person, the other person who is more of a spiritist, to such a person, who is you know who is a who be the man then
Okay.
both of them no say we go punch the nyame now we so far the scientific process and I said there or implement it and also duplicating the principle upon which rains fall within nature now, which is based on the laws of nature now. Let's not forget.
Okay.
Baako insure money to me to based on the assistance of other entities. Scientists need you to monitor and per the understanding of the laws of nature. Internet, who need to me crampo na nibosom na scientists jira kwan yema nsuo to na ofa so nsuo be den ebeto. Ba sunsum kwan no, nyode sunsum ye no. Wa ma osunsum na say eda ne sunsum ni nche ni nsuo nye den ento. This is the difference between a student of spirituality and a spiritist. In spirituality, you grow in an understanding of the laws of nature gradually to understand all things. In spiritism, you employ the service of something outside of you to do the work. In terms of example, say, you have people, you have people, nipa mi no fro bepɔ tenten wɔn baako de yɛ pɛsɛ ko gyina bepɔ na tifi ne pampa so baako de yɛ de helicopter man assistance de no fro yɛ akɔ gyina bepɔ do so ohun yɛ no so gyina hɔ baako so de ɔstati fiase ɔde nan si ya na awatre okay ɛboɔ na ɛwɔ ha na ɛnyɛ den na ɔde nan si ya aha yɛ den aha yɛ mbrɛ wɛso ha saa na ɔkɔdu soro hɔ saa nipa mienu yɛ tuma fi aseɛ valley ni ma kɔdu bepɔ no so wɔ no. So me and Eba said, you move a cipher man. Why never to my son for a back?
I don't want Casa through the struggles could do honor.
That is where spirituality comes in. So spirituality equips you with all the tools, the wisdom, the knowledge, the instruments of the universe, be they physical, mental, or spiritual.
Wow.
Spiritism only makes you a servant of other entities to do your work for you. Until that entity in your ability to do things is also lost.
Okay. I feel that what my idea na enter simple. Okay. Enti semi me dey call in other words it is say yawo ya ba wiase. Na me pese Viti abode obade abode atwa ye ho ahia se de niam operate se de moa asetena sitie se de moa bi evu enua mepo ensu ahodo se de niam operate me pese me ti ase na me hu mi ankasa me nso me ho the capabilities de metumi aye de metumi create in that process no me practice spirituality.
Yes.
De ono so yawo na ba wiase. No, see, only dear, all had a home and petty and watch if you ask them or dynamic be 80 since so better a free name, and you never buy a free name, or be able to a free name, also practice spiritism.
Spiritism.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I did go for
the reason why the things men have discovered through implementation of their own mind and self, all other men can do same. But those things achieved through the assistance of spirits, not all men can achieve them.
It will be.
May say the things men have been able to achieve through investigating nature, understanding of nature, understand the principles, the laws, and then the operativeness of nature, no? Every other person given that law discovered can be able to do same. But to those who had assistance of spirits, only they can do that with the assistance of the spirits. In the absence of the spirits, none of them can do that.
Okay.
So spiritism is limiting, as spirituality is expanding.
Okay.
Because
Spiritism
spiritism limits you.
It limits you for you to depend on a certain spirit or energy or deity.
Understanding but spirituality expands you. Because in this situation, you are the creator of your reality. You are the doer of the action. You are the one actively involved in the operativeness of that principle.
Yeah.
Once in church, what you say, science requires spirituality.
Yeah.
Mathematics is spirituality.
Yeah.
Music is spirituality.
Yeah.
Architecture is spirituality.
Yeah.
Inhabantia is spirituality. Wow.
Yeah.
That is it. So spirituality gives you an understanding about the whole universe as a whole, and not just putting your whole thing around spirits.
Okay.
Spirituality gives you understanding about the things of the physical world, the things of the mind, and the things of the spiritual world. All together, it equips you with them. Spiritism is only about spirits, which is not your soul, but those outside of you.
Okay. So in other words, now I can say out of spirituality, men discovered food that we eat today, right?
Exactly. Why? Because yes,
out of spirituality, men discovered clothes we are wearing today.
Exactly.
Out of spirituality, we build infrastructures, we build houses, we build shelters. Out of spirituality.
Exactly.
Okay.
Why? Because why? Because the origin of spirituality is the mind.
The origin of spirituality is the mind.
The mind.
Okay.
The origin, the seat of spirituality is the mind. In the human being, in spiritual science, why do you know? Bet much three. Three under two classifications. We have the conscious mind, we have the subconscious mind, and then we have the omniconscious mind, or also known as the superconscious mind. Why do you know your why do you know conscious mind, subconscious, and then omniconscious mind? So three divisions we know, these three levels of mind, or these three levels of consciousness, you classify and I categorize it into two, which is the objective mind and then the subjective mind. Objective mind never and a subjective mind the God in you.
Okay.
That is why the Master Yeshua allegorically said in the Bible, seek ye first the kingdom of God and its righteousness, and everything shall be added unto you. Once you're connected to your inner within, all forms of inspiration, creativity, guidance stem from that realm of God in you. So spirituality is inner self-growth and not outer assisted growth.
Okay.
The reason why even societies that implement totality of spirituality, which is focuses on the development of the physical, focus on development of the mental and focuses on the development of the spiritual well-being of the whole society as a whole, no, always succeeds more than those societies who are more spiritists or have all their faith in spirits other than themselves.
Okay.
That is why you find most religious countries the least developed.
Yeah.
Most spiritual societies the least developed. Africa, India, Southern America. Why? Because in the development of your well-being, you need to understand the laws of nature that governs the physical to implement those laws in the physical realm.
Okay.
You need to understand the laws of nature that governs the mental to be able to operate in the mental realm. Then you need the laws of nature that operate in the spiritual to be able to fully operate in the spiritual realm or the plane of consciousness. So if you limit your development as a human being, as a soul, only to spiritual development, and that means you lack in the mental development and then the physical development, which manifests as the suffering we see in almost most of these religious countries.
You see, me that's spirituality. Why? Me spirituality. Why me about spiritism? Now, then I can say Ghana as a country or Africa as a continent. Our forefathers, they were practicing spirituality. Is that not it? Were they practicing spirituality or they were practicing spiritism?
It was an amalgamation of spiritual culture, spirituality, spiritism, and then spiritualism.
Critical.
Our society was not a mono society. The society is just one. Like say, no.
Okay.
Within our system, no, bear in mind, a whole community with different people with different way of approaching life. So they expect us to have one way of doing things. No, that would be illogical to even think all of us were practicing spirituality. We have those who were spiritualists. We have the element of spiritualism, which is praying to the ancestors or using or approaching the ghosts, the souls of dead people. When you're friend of spiritualism, ghosts, ancestral worship, the body or the souls of dead people. Yes, others will say necromancy or necromantic systems. And spiritism, I want money about some any sumaino. What I say? And spiritism, no, spiritism match no, and spirituality, personal development. A honey actually say, if you anyway, yendi, and yama yenkra, and yama yen body. Adeɛ wei yɛnyɛ wei yɛmfa adua wei mɛmfa ndware mɛmfa nka wo ho efie ha yɛnyɛ sɛ adeɛ wei yɛnyɛ sɛ. This were all for your own soul's liberation. Na yɛhwɛ adua esua adua mu ɛte mmoa kasa mmoa ase yɛsua mmoa nneɛma yɛte mmotan yɛ study weather ne ho seasons. Yehu abo biara dwumadie yehu dua biara dwumadie emmoa ati ase yehu the secret symbolisms of nature, which is the secret hidden within nature. Ye interpreted those secrets within nature to translate them into practical and absorbable information. Ebini say yegusi die ebini say ye kolikoli ye ba ku bi ye no ye de krato ho na ye boss koko na na ye interpret it as divination. The use of urim and tumim afa urim and tumim sana Bible ne kind na afa. The use of anuamu geomancy say odon sa etro ade wa anuam uwi a what did you see, and several other forms of ebisa. All these systems of ebisa were all deduced from our understanding of nature, which are all the outcome of, 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 spirituality, not spiritism. But spiritual science So once we understand nature and the secret principles or the secret mechanisms and the secret formulas of nature, no, we then tend to standardize those secret formulas of nature into what you now have today as divination systems.
Okay.
Then we now tend to now predict nature and how things will happen in the past, present, and future through the formula that you discover within nature. No? That was as a result of spirituality. The entire regime, the things we wear, the foods we consume. Why? Oba Ghana particular. Oba who says ye gun sampo na ye yi apaya. Hwade o me bekyerɛ wade. Ghana ha se na yi apaya. Cultures bebre na yi apaya. Ahwade. Ukɔ no fa o ma pai yie no. Niema mu di yi apaya no den. Kurukutu. Pito. And a burukutu. Why? Because these things are made from sorghum and millet. And millet and sorghum are what? Are found in their climate, in their geographical location. Into almost some form of the yapaya no sanyama miense na ede adominate wo.
Because sanyama na
because based on the understanding of the environment, they deduce what they can use to worship God.
Okay.
Well, over the middle belt, esan say asase yes as pa ne wo abe any young no, you find say yen ni eden ye wo in se fufuo. Because abe e wo yen sase su bebre.
Yeah.
Nti yen sa na eden e yen se fufuo. Ene den ene odoka, which is from for example adobe tree.
Yeah.
Because nyama we na eden etwa ye ho eden ehia. Oko eye ebefuo mu a omasase ne ye plain asase kese na asase da hotratra. Insuo eden etaso because of masase nti de bia na eye more of soggy. Insuo taso ye from plains. So omo landform na so omo land no topography no that I say eye more favorable for sugarcane.
Okay.
It's na kwa ebefuo ma in some tell you say eye ahwerensa no mo di apai. No more be a friend adachi, which is a pele powder. I had the goons you get the pie. It was even a pie and pie cano. Even Ghana Yakano, every locality and the type of geographical plants and things available, no, actually, even the materials which dominates Yamamudia than would be a pie.
Okay.
That is spirituality. Now the process and how they are preserving it and do it, no, has now become what? Spiritual culture.
Yeah.
Let me say it was spiritual culture, spirituality, spiritism, and then spiritualism. Of what you say?
Papa, Matthias. Abusia, Safe na wajeni ya. Yeni openi the leader of Spiritual Science Society, Lord Akam, Rebakam, and Ebon Komo. Go deep into spirituality and spiritism. And so what when when you later you try spirituality aspect, we have spiritism. Kindly like the video, okay? Upra phone now with me. Just be tapping on the screen. Say the bear, algorithm, the system number expanding and reaching. Keep on tapping on the screen. You can also go ahead and share. Hit the like button there. You can like. Go here on YouTube. Just like the video and share the video. Okay? Yes, keep on liking the video. But we are learning deep. And I'm sure say your viewers over here are really learning. I was a actor said this man is full of knowledge. Yes. Me found that the platform so maybe a titri any woman or imagine about bill and never. Pen is what type of do I say that includes not marrying from certain tribes. Okay, when you know yourself and you know what is good for you, you know whether to marry from tribe, tribe B, Mate. Omar Sterling say, spirituality is imagination. Imagination, God lives in our mind, so we can imagine everything and bring it to the past. Okay, that is coming from Omar Sterling. I want to be over to me at the comment section. Make Mame call me next so. A lot. They say, me person be who? Maybe I will be shy. Why are confused? onim say the all practice no or practice spirituality and now practice spiritism. And then you know ko bu nsori dem a ye kwa asori a eno so religion so dia ono so dia bedue ma no na nyine we society nim. Now funny say and then the first time obi abepie your conversation so okay or man muso aba abusia. You are here once again on the Nation Sanko TV, and we are here having a conversation with Lord Akam, Rebakam, the leader of Spiritual Science Society. Opening when a few weeks ago and a month ago, a bear de Biawantin time also say on in the group be a nipa body ato a pumo second day takrade, mkontom pompotemo, opening and no elbon comma. He is a great teacher who leads Spiritual Science Society. And you may sure say Spiritual Science Society, your members, you know, some of your members will be here. And then we are delving deep into spirituality and spiritism. Okay. Bishop, please can you link me to this man? Yes, meaning we know the number but wow, person we not direct contact with him, we'll be to the number. We know the number but so keep in touch. Keep in touch over here or the number but right. Opening say me person yɛboa ma manfoɔ no a ɛhwɛ yɛ no sɛ de bɛyɛ a ɔmo ɛbɛte nneɛma ase. Now sɛ obi pɛ sɛ or started the practice of spirituality, which many are practicing spirituality already but they don't know, because per my little understanding no, the act of bathing, brushing your teeth, eating, dressing well is all spirituality. Going to work, working to, make sure say you earn a living is all spirituality. But obi wa na onim enti afei opese oye no ye ni ye. How do one start a well journey of spirituality? Kwa be na nipa betimi afa so a start a proper journey of spirituality. Bio mic no echo off. Minim say oh.
Okay, mpacho ye di kan nie. First thing first, I was any panic with me. You also accepted it first, and they say, well, life, you don't need to stop your life to start another life to be spiritual.
Okay.
Sometimes we are told, say, you must isolate your life from your daily life to be able to practice spirituality. There be. Your whole life in totality is spiritual. Everything you're going through is all operating on spiritual principles. So that's the first thing you must accept. Second thing I also accepted, and it's you must begin to go deeper within you to identify also start to identify which of these adrenaline are mine and which of these adrenaline were given to me.
Nyabotere wo ni biem nipa no on relax na on go deep into him or her na on nyini entiase say adwene da ni tirimu no de hin na eye ono ane dia ana obi dia program no.
Yes,
nipa ekwa be na obi betima fa so akosa na mo wi etu sa na mo wi like obeda yin
by first asking questions. Asking questions. When you start asking questions, surprisingly, what started saying, you know, that was amazing. Always, your mind or the inner mind may can be being the chair. That's a dream one.
Yeah.
The conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and then the omniconscious mind. Most started saying, some questions are you are now operating in the realm of the conscious mind.
Okay.
Which is the objective mind. Objective mind here. Adrinya edin kita ho abonten yefi abonten the eba wumu. Say it in a Bible now sounds so allegorically, not literally. I can't say, I don't know the call moon eden, a go hoofing, then when near few mu yeden, eba. Because near few mu bebiano, if the realm of the subjective mind, which is wo umu, nimdia usu, and wo by mu nefi yeden, eba. Near call moon if your objective mind, if you are bonting eba.
Okay.
So psychology will tell you that you are what you think consistently Because once you think about something consistently, it no more becomes an ordinary thought. It now becomes you and your identity. It now becomes your habit. It now becomes your character. It now becomes your manner. So first thing is to start questioning. And in questioning, the subjective mind will always begin to give you answer. Who started with some questions are the answers will always come to your mind because the subjective mind is within you. And nobody can think the thoughts you are thinking and can experience the thoughts and the visions you are experiencing, your imaginations.
Okay.
So start asking yourself, I do that meeting me, and yes, I dream. Inti say, A B C. I don't know any C, I don't know E F G H. I didn't know that A B C. Inti say, on of fire. Say this. At least we do this every day. I see Obia Fadia. Put me doing web that's so Obia Fadia. The sounds from Miss Mafadia show you. So say probability so Obia or Fadia now. That's when the probability so be so I the affair then Ashano. Okay, so Obia fashion and that's no affair. Evidence been the one I say Obi ne fashion and answer no then offer. This is where you begin to think. So anytime you start asking questions, you realize that there are more questions coming. And anytime you have more questions, you realize that you have more inner guidance to seek answers to those questions. Naturally.
Yeah.
And you will be able. It is already within us through birth. Our nature as souls has that quality within us to think, to understand things. And those understanding is only what activated through questions and questioning things. So once you begin to question things, you realize the inner edge to seek answers to them. And the more you seek answers to them, you realize that there are more questions also popping up in your mind. The assembly of Pastor Mensota Bokan, a popular panel of the year advert TV, so some 8, 9, 10 years ago. Or say, the more you know, the more you do. And the more you do, the more you know. Living well. Why? Because the more you do, the more you have a deeper understanding to ask more complex questions.
Okay.
And the more you know and can ask more complex questions, the more you can understand more complex answers.
Absolutely.
You see how the mind operates? So once you begin to ask yourself that question, it will start by itself. And it can start from you being a teacher and you start asking questions and you start teaching your class. Format the teacher you make mind say, oh, why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? It can start from anywhere at any time. You don't need to light candles before you become spiritual. Once you have the mind to think, the soul is there. Why? What is the soul? The soul is spirit attached to mind. So once spirit becomes attached to mind, we experience it as a soul.
Okay.
So maybe your cry will be ano. Adwene then ewo ho.
Okay.
Maybe your cry will be ano. Na sa adwene wo ho there. Then everything you're doing is still a spiritual act because your soul is what? Spirit. The reason why in spirituality you don't need to have a special life to practice it. Because your whole life itself becomes the school that you are learning from.
Okay.
Do you get it now?
I mean, we here say, we person of practice spirituality. Or say, they me ho abofra, ana me tu ni amadada nebu, na makwa abrabofufuro. Is that not what you're trying to tell us?
Can say, what started with some questions, sir? Do you know why I'm afraid him?
Okay.
You only stop growing when you stop asking questions. What is our statement, Neda?
Yeah.
Exactly. Once you start asking questions, you've made yourself a child. Why? Because in asking questions, you're assuming a state of nothingness. So the answers that may come to respond to the questions, no? Now, when you think, say, when you answer that, you are now limited because answer when you did that, then be on the DH. So when the Bible says, be born again, it simply means what? Have a rebirth of consciousness, rebirth of mind.
Okay.
In just have a rebirth of mind. A mind that questions.
A mind that seeks.
Ready to what? Start. The mind that is ready to know. And every mind ready to know is a child. Because it's only the child that must go through molding and what? And programming to become a man or an adult. Right or wrong?
Absolutely right. Yeah.
And look at the nature of a child. What is the nature of a child? So much questions.
Yeah. Inquisitive.
Exactly. So that inquisitiveness is that childlike quality you must have as a seeker or an aspirant. And that is the child in you. And that inquisitiveness is what? Is motivated and empowered by questioning and questions.
Okay. So what are some of the questions that one can sit and start asking themselves? I mean, how did we came on this earth? Where do we come from?
Exactly. And one way you start by, why am I here? Why is this thing happening to that person? Why this? Why does the earth exist? Why do we die? Why do we live? Why do I get sick? Why the accidents? Why was the gun created? So who created the gun? Why is there so much suffering? Why are innocent children dying? These questions in philosophy we refer to that question as existential questions. How did this world come into being? Who created it? If a human being can create a car, then the universe that exists, can it exist by itself? Isn't there a possibility that somebody or a mind or an intelligence created that thing? So where is it from? Can it be destroyed? Does it last forever? Why am I here? The thing I'm doing, how would it benefit others? Why did he take it? You realize that there are so many things around you to awaken you to your inner urges. And then from there, the answers, the things you see will start making sense to you.
So in that journey, one gets his or her third eye opening. Third eye, does it fall within spirituality or and also a different thing altogether?
Third eye is never opened. Third eye is always opened.
Okay.
We do make this mistake a lot. And modern teachers of spirituality do say this a lot, that you open your third eye. No, third eye is already opened. All your chakras are already active. Without your chakras being active, and where would it die? Because for death to happen, your chakras must also cease to function. So since you are alive and you can go and come, your chakras are active.
Hold on, what are chakras? What are chakras?
Your chakras are energy centers within you. And those energy centers have their physical or organic foundations within your body. Chakra is your organ within yourself. Your kidney is your gonads. Gonad, G-O-N-A-D-S. Gonads. Me mama exercise. Your navel chakra is already your navel, which is there, where umbilical cord from your mother. When you were in your mother's womb,
Wafruma.
And one navel chakra.
Wafruma navel chakra.
And one navel chakra no. Solar plexus. Solar plexus is the sympathetic nervous system within you, baby. I'm afraid the gut feelings. It is just situated 10 to 15 millimeters or 10 to 15 inches below your stomach. To your funun baby, you did na secret will be a solar plexus. A mass of nerves. Nerves no na the abu no po and the see honum and the friend is what? The friend of solar plexus and one of my friend the gut feelings. So your gut.
Okay.
What's
another chakra?
Another chakra. You can heart chakra. Your heart chakra ne wakuma no. Wakuma no your gland be wakuma no ho. And then mammo science. Me just mention science, but maybe I have a such now. Throat chakra no. Your gland do throat. And you find the thyroid gland. In social science, that science got thyroid gland and one spirituality friend the throat chakra.
Maybe they see mama a minimum anana.
Thyroid gland, you find the compo thyroid. And one throat chakra no.
Okay.
Hotel that chakra and you find the glabella.
In between when you
find the glabella. Eh? The other chakra, you find the glabella. And now say the chakra responsible for what? For secreting melatonin. Which is such chakra na e wo ho na mo friend third eye and one ma wo to me da when the third chakra or the glabella secretes melatonin and ma to me da saint na beda ajo kata wani and esum ba pe na wani kum.
Okay.
So once darkness comes, it senses the darkness and then it secretes melatonin, which relaxes your nerves and makes you sleep. The other chakra na kana third eye and one glabella no, which secretes melatonin.
Okay.
Okra chakra no. Anyway, wapambe mu ho no.
Ase be wa kola na se na pampa mu ho home. Ehona na.
Ehona na you know crown chakra no.
Grand chakra.
Another gland.
Okay.
All the chakras now, you know, your physical seats or foundation of all those chakras in your body. So all the glands in your body, you know, the 7 main glands in our body function and one your friend the chakras, no.
Okay.
So without your body's glands operating, exactly. So if you are alive today, it is the activity of your chakras. That is why you are alive. So the chakras never sleeps. Sankada na after about activating and go with the dada.
Abuja, we are learning deep. What do I need this conversation? I kindly share this video. We have over 70 people watching us here. By the sharing, I can see only one share over here. Kindly share this conversation. Keep on tapping on your screen. This platform is not the kind of platform I hear to be in community. This platform is on awakening journey. Every Sunday, maybe you could have back to the bar. Mr. And come be say no, or share. Now, every time I'm going to share. Not yeah, per se, Maunia, one casa will be Panumuntias yet, understanding of nature. Skeptic, most skeptic. Oh, I said, I see you're welcome. And but just let me know you are here and I will acknowledge you. Mercy B, thank you for sharing. Also, Mercy B, so I share. Thank you so much. Nana, I see you. I know, say you enjoy the conversation, but quietly enjoying the conversation, at least share it or keep on liking. Say the Bay Adama or Garrett the baby, one else about the journey. Sir, you're common also. Maybe a third eye, I can find a chakra singing in Abba. It is a Twasume.
The third eye is already functioning within you. Okay. Now, you can't opening your chakras. This is where you need to understand there's a technicality to that statement in mysticism. And this is the technicality that modern mystics do not really understand, because if you don't come from a lineage of bona fide mystics and spiritual masters, sometimes they're heading, but I don't blame. You can say open or activate your chakras. We're only saying that becoming conscious and aware and in control of your chakras, meaning that you can consciously impress your thoughts at will. The patron say, I didn't hear Juma, but you haven't developed the capacity to have dominion or control over it. Okay. So you developing the ability to bring it under your will. It is the only thing that you can say then. Open it up. Open it up because Ada. Yeah, Juma. but only control over it. You're not aware of it. The conscious awareness is what counts as the opening.
Okay.
My
We
miss-
all have it, but we are not in control over it.
Sika show bottom. Who needs a sika show bottom? And a comment by the one I send you.
Abedo.
Until so be sika no. And I bet me that you are boy.
Yeah.
Now, because say obe sika, does the money ceases to be money?
No.
It's
The
still
money is
money.
still money. Yeah.
The only thing is that you have missed the opportunity, or you haven't yet found the opportunity to use it to solve your problem.
It's like we having natural resources in abundance, but not being able to use them to solve our problems.
Exactly. So the chakras are already active within you. They are always working. Your conscious control and awareness of them and their operativeness and their function and effect upon you or influence upon you and develop it.
Okay.
Sika show bottom.
Yeah.
Come down. But when you say sika show bottom, when you so far then if I'm to at the corner sika never to me then ato.
Yeah.
That is all.
One I say everybody has these chakras in their body.
We all
It is
have it.
operating.
It is already
It is
operating.
operating.
Without it, you are not. You wouldn't be alive.
We don't have control over it because we are not conscious of it.
Exactly.
Okay. And then the person will be free life so no. Now waka say me call fire platform so now only Lord Akam. Atimi mama timi abe conscious of my chakras and how to use it to my benefit. Why be no be first to activity all these chakras. Now what you are using you.
Anyways, in chakra activation, we have dietary activation. We have thought activation. We have ceremonial activation through rituals. And then we have spirit activation. Dietary activation, in Duania, Udia, Emma, Ebimu Jumedi, Kosun, Ebimu Jumedi, and Koso.
Chakras, they be no Jumedi and Koso.
Into your but yes, in certain religions prohibited the eating of pork.
Okay.
Because preko is very fatty, and the more fatty foods you eat, say, who the deeper shower and how the deeper shower one, chako. Oda now sorry and why basa, one die so crowd so crowd one kai. Obasun die so basa. I observe it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Why? Because once you load yourself with your own foods, that state of body now and I said, the other share when started now rain and I do better 10, 11, you know. You have destabilized what the chemical makeup or the hormonal makeup of your body. So your chakras have been destabilized. So your solar plexus destabilized. Your navel chakra destabilized. Over here, destabilized. Same thing I said, who did bebre bro so and I said, who did Ganesha one? Who didn't go straight? When would that?
Maybe I claim that I do be my brother, my brother.
One damn time on time on swa, and like you will brain, you know. When you overwork yourself and you don't sleep early, you know, say it also inhibits your ability to think and to think well. I think being in a clouded. Oh yeah, wait. These are all activities that inhibits the activity of hormones in you. So we have dietary systems you must know. And by the animal hormones, no the chakras neither. I'll operate perfectly for you. But dietary. When I make a damn cow, but now maybe I don't see and I mean church.
Okay, say your the friend is saying spiritual practices you saw no more. I was saying
yes, spiritual, dietary.
Okay.
And then meditation.
Meditation.
So we have meditations where through the use of sacred vibrational frequencies, the thought is meditation. So the thought is meditation where you focus all your thoughts on that chakra. And then you focus and project all your thinking and thoughts on that chakra. to activate it by visualizing certain color vibrational frequencies on that chakra.
Nyabotre brofono dosun. Fabra.
I'll show you. I mean, can you? Body na ewo hono no. Ade bia wo body mu biara no. E wo the frequency.
Okay.
The frequency of each and every aspect of your being. Onipa de na esi ho no. An amalgamation or a grouping of multiple frequencies, not one frequency. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or heart frequency. One thing.
Okay.
Liver frequency. Another thing. Kidneys on a frequency, and that's on the vibrations in your body.
Okay.
Genitals on the frequency. Semeboa. Oko hospital and now call check up. Your instrument be a friend. ECG or EKG or EEG, electrocardiogram, ECG or EEG, electroencephalography. You per se you detect certain anomalies in our body more. Baby, organ ne one ya the total swa ni ahwe frequency na vibrations na ebe create you ya hwe vibrations na you detect say organ way e fault and as organ way any fault. How are they able to do that? That is using the frequency of each and every organ in your body to be able to determine if they are functioning right or wrong. This is science using your own body and the principles of your body to detect sickness in you. This is spirituality. Don't say spirituality.
Also, the word spirit, the word spirit now.
Spirituality is not soon.
Nipa your ideas yo. Your ideas yo. And you must have it. You want it for a good boy and tell me the best idea. Cheaper.
What you say? That is why they are able to check your pulses to know say what until will be yare, maybe or your unconscious you the two now home to check brain frequency. Nakuma home, you're checking heart frequency. There that. And that screen is on I said that monitor also, as they will say it in health. As I say, now that they at the monitor also, near check it, na ebo no more checking the pace of the beat and then the frequency, frequency is the number of beats given within a time. So so that rhythm is the frequency. Na graph near then at the hot na check it. How are they? A upscale and I say low scale and then they eboko.
Yeah.
Internet said, I normally be a woman. Oh, Babon said that one and one, a do hold a man. I was sending a Echo, and I said, I was sending a reading, a bed inscription by your phone said there be this partner. I normally be a day. That is frequency for you. It is sad as oh yeah, meditation. Now we chant now is Om, Lam, Gam, Ram. All these sounds, you are consciously one mono. Oh yeah, then voice out that frequency, and then challenge that frequency need to activate those parts of you. So the organs in your body that responds to that sound and frequency, the better then ever receive that sound,
Okay. So can one meditate without any sound?
Exactly. Wherever thought goes, energy flows. Maybe a dream could be a more in the edge.
Okay. So we are still on how we can activate our chakras through meditation.
That is the thought. So the meditation is the thought. Dietary. So the next will be spiritual, right?
Next will be spiritual.
So the spiritual, more of spiritual is more of say soon be I activate your mouth. We have certain people who are able to meet certain spirits that can be able to in mysticism your friend is Shakti part where Anka Christosuma and Asasori your friend say impartation. There be impartation.
Okay.
I don't know if I saw them impartation. Me so funa imparte hunkun kuna mame. In mysticism the actual name is Shakti part. transmission of energy or power. So that one, a person who is self-realized has a higher or wider aura and energy field can consciously transmit a part of their energy into those chakras. No, they activate those chakras within you. They're not transforming the life force into you to activate that chakras. No, for you that one. When developers have more than any energy, will accumulate that enough cosmic force. No, and the whole flow behind the amount. I saw the moment you super. Say to no and I said, I said, "Let me walk me penny aseno. Let me a powerful permit me and my finas pepeno. Someone did not make the solve problems in either. Why? Because I want now quitting your nail boss now one the other day, or the real Munadia, you man, you would ye. Who finas pepeno, someone did not the real Munan, so I echo because I know the honor the mao. Until Basunaya, whom I saw now doing say what we do no. Now won't do ye, and you'll be a word the other day, or the amount.
We are still on spirituality, personal growth. And then, you know, Ghanaians and Africans, Abribiano, ye probi Jaco, ye probi Nasako, ye probi Wako. How many Pakrona boy, aye Bibiamay, a baby Bibiamay. Meanwhile, almost 90 to 60, 70 to 80% of all these we can activate them on our own. We can find the solution within ourselves. But because of lack of self-knowledge, yanti yankasa yahuasi yenimiya itabribiano yepobi wako. And also now we not take advantage of the vulnerability of many people and omudi bumanfo. Me on social media open penny for a mission or more there. Over so much is in how one casa wetting activate you when one casa wetting my enema on your own. Bakuni na ye bia fujana. Bakuni Avram Ben Moshe. Openi Lord Akam Rebecca bia menene say. All their teachings, what pay attention to their teachings are. They try to let you know how you can waken yourself up to do things on your own. Eti enedia ye. Ya pesi ye bi enema bi eni se de beya. There are a lot of challenges and problems. One kasa within you on your own, you can put things together, pray, and things will go on well for you. You don't need to go to somebody to visit somebody and a mama bazaar wala full time. We are discussing the difference between spirituality and spiritism. We are still on the spirituality. The way we are spirituality, we are about spiritism. Now, I want to say, Auntie, you are welcome to the Nation Sacred TV. Kindly share this video. Keep on liking the video. Invite others for them to also join this conversation. Company, a nearby society anymore. And yet, not conclude this lack of proper or actual spirituality in Tinama development in Timin country. Am I right?
And that is true. Africa is where it is. As I said, we lost that capacity over time. And I am on focus slavery and am I losing it? Why we don't really realize they said we started losing it even before slavery came in.
Okay.
There's a whole history, there's a whole mystical record and account for that. Where the mystics of old have recorded that before. We call them the masters of time. Or go deeper into mysticism. There are some mystics who are ascended masters who occupy a mystical order known as the masters of time. And they always give prediction for the next 1,000 years of earth life. So the accounts are always there. And these things have been said. So Africa started losing itself before slavery came in.
Oh, really?
Yes. And it's a necessity because every generation or every civilization must come to that stage of their diminishing economists and Gabaka said diminishing returns. So once diminishing returns sets into any civilization, they always end up in that level of consciousness. And it's a push and pull of other factors, which topic, that whole topic. Now pyramid Egypt, it will help us to unlock a whole lot of mystery concerning our own existence as a race. Now, prediction be that homa your race, any the time to come, any maybe ever. So we are getting there. I'll try find time and teach that. These are all in spiritual science. These are all in our systems of study. Yes. You know?
No. You know, we are spirituality, but for the purpose of afraid no matter joining here, open the church, them say the spirituality, it got nothing to do with say some so much. Sir. Spirituality is knowing yourself, knowing your environment, and also understanding your environment, understanding nature, and then, awakening the God in you. And the ability in you to be able to understand how things operate, solve problems, create harmonious environment. So, Matiana.
What can be? They say. Yeah, you understanding yourself and then extending that understanding to your environment. You
understanding yourself and extending that understanding to your environment.
Because Unim dua, where the hood we know say dua we say malaria.
Continue.
Inti nia unim wo mu no, e na e kire nia betuma den aye wo honam ani. So what you are and understanding what you are within to what you are around you.
It is it is spirituality is part of our daily life. Majority of you here, you practice spirituality every day.
No majority, every human being. Every human being.
Okay.
So far as you are alive.
You practice.
Whenever there is a soul, there is a spiritual experience going on. Spirituality na way no. Where do you contribute to your soul's experience? Watarishem contribute to your soul's experience. Onantiem contribute to your soul's experience. And then would them contribute to your soul's experience. Your environment contribute to your soul's experience. So everything you're doing is in itself the soul having an understanding of what God and the universe is.
That is spirituality.
That is spirituality.
Now, let's go to Spiritism. You can't Spiritism anything.
Spiritism, just dealing with one aspect of the universal omnipresence or the cosmos. So within the cosmos, and as there are several forms of vibrational frequencies or vibrational bodies within it. Let me put it well: conscious vibrational entities or conscious vibrational qualities or phenomena within the universe. So what we call spirit is also a manifestation or a vibrational sphere within the whole universe that has that quality that we see to be spirit. What do I mean? The kasa spirit I idea one for when you then. Right? And
yeah.
But those things are also part of the universe.
Yeah.
They only have certain qualities that we, per the quality of our senses, we can't sense them. Does that mean they don't exist?
No, they exist.
So they are of existence. Their vibrational frequency and their quality and reality, or their essence and phenomena, is different from we human beings, our essence and phenomena.
Okay.
So we are now taking one part of the universe and then prioritizing that part of the universe and then having a relationship with that particular part of the universe.
So, as energy, as spirit.
As spirit. And that part of the universe now will identify about prioritizing that very aspect and its quality and beingness. No, ebi wo mu. Okra ni sunsun. Spirit now o yehwe no so ye de o sunsun.
Okay.
Spirit ni honhom, o so ye honhom. You all have that quality within you. The only thing is that because say who occupy the mortal vehicle and I say ohunam now o body no ana atare na ehye ohunhom no that atare a suitable for nia yede tena asasi so no saint na want to mean sense the spirit no with your conscious or objective mind.
Mercy be say today be today and Lord the crack adwene wa ha gugu adwene bomu wa ha say me yes I didn't know Virginia na wura ma na besi ha and nankasa Lord ga botrema yes sa afre de yesu ade mo no level amu dimension amu no nyam bi mo level ni ti na botre na bubu mai kakra abu say so jan share conversation we a share ma me na mercy na de agita wa ha agita we jan share conversation we share ma me na mo mo na say mo be like video no say nyam botre na say bubu onu mu bi
So you may say nia wo fra honhom nia wo fra ne say honhom no eti say wa na mo na tare na o hye no oye honhom te say wa na tare na o hye no different from what tare a wo hye de ti asase so
aye body na me hye de ti asase so no no de ni
any difference.
Okay.
Nyina mo ye honhom mo nyina mo okra. Yes, spirit also have souls. You also have a soul. Spirits have a mind to think. You also have the mind to think.
Wow.
Yes. The only difference is that you are operating in a body and a realm which has this body suitable for that realm. Into when I'm wearing atare a suitable say okra ne be hye wo sa asase we so.
Okay. Spirit no so esene de bet mimi hu ne de no with
ewo baby a esefata say all this ane de ne ye den etena.
Okay. Okay. So now the act of going to seek for support or help from him becomes the spiritism.
It's the spiritism because now you're only prioritizing an aspect of the universe of which you are a part of, and then prioritizing that thing above you. Grow in the understanding of what the universe is and what God is. But we are prioritizing and
oh, you mo can free me and enter free. Me ya spirit that me bobo we do ha say no. We ya me bobo ankofo spirit di o tro mama say be si o ha ne. Oh my goodness. I'm out for quick spirit I would do chroma. Just spirit control. 80 understanding of spiritism nasia. I had the spirit, the energies now. Yemu bi ananipa num binom etimi ba beka se mi kuratu mi we no. Ye ni sa 2 mi ni nyina ye pe. The only difference is ye atade we na ye de te ye rem.
Limited operate over here in this realm alone.
Okay. Now, the act of say wono limited wo na was subdue to or no SAS energy no. E kire se wono obu nwa bomfia. Hello. Obu nwa bomfia. Edu nwa kwahye nase.
Exactly.
Say omwa wo kwan bi so na tinema bi ase. Are they superior than us?
To be sincere with you, in spirits or in spiritism, there is nothing like a superior spirit or a lesser spirit. Yes. There's nothing like a superior spirit or an inferior spirit. No. We only have spirits of functionality.
Okay.
They are only spirits of functionality and quality, not superiority nor inferiority. Me pa kyerɛ sɛ ɛyɛ wudwumadie ɛna ɛkyerɛ nea sunsum ne yɛ. Ɛyɛ ne quality ɛna ɛkyerɛ nea sunsum ne tumi yɛ den ɛyɛ. Na mmom ɛnyɛ de bia bi anaasɛ ɛnyɛ ne nature ɛne sɛ ɔbɛyɛ kɛseɛ. What does that mean? It means sɛ wote din bi sɛ Michael ɛyɛ title ɛnyɛ sunsum nankasa din.
Okay.
Obayɛ nana na musumu mpo na yɛwɔ bosombrafo.
Yeah.
Yɛwɔ mmatia.
Yeah.
Yɛwɔ ntɔn bosom. Yɛwɔ busia bosom. Yɛwɔ suman.
Yeah.
Adentia because these are one. Quality no ɛna ɛkyerɛ baby omu fi nti sɛ nkwatia quality no ɛyɛ A B C D nti na yɛfrɛ mu nkwatia.
Yeah.
Nti yɛka nkwatia there are multiple entities with the same quality. Nti na yɛfrɛ mu nkwatia. Akwa sɛ woba nkran aka sɛ nkranfo. Nkranfo ne nyinaa yɛ nkranfo as one identity of Gan. Ba akɔmu a yɛfrɛ wei Ajete, yɛfrɛ wei Amamole, yɛfrɛ wei Anan, yɛfrɛ wei Obeng. Ba ɔmo nyinaa yɛ den ɛyɛ nkranfo. Ɔmo nyinaa ka nkran. Ba yɛ obi sɛ baabi obi afi a, obi fi Choko, obi fi Kolegono, obi fi Achimota, obi fi Legon. Ba ɔmo nyinaa yɛ den ɛyɛ nkranfo.
Okay.
Ain't ni sɛ osanso kɔ fɛda nkranfo na mu no bɛhu nea ɔyɛ carpenter. Nea ɔyɛ mason, nea ɔyɛ driver, nea ɔyɛ doctor, nea ɔyɛ politician.
Yeah.
Then name a politician here politician because the jube di enti na ɔyɛ politician. Ɛnyɛ so ɔyɛ panyin si obi.
Okay.
Carpenter ni no, and the jube di na ma ne yɛ den ɛyɛ carpenter ni. Doctor ni no, and the jube di na ma ne yɛ den ɛma ne yɛ doctor ni. Meboa.
Yeah.
Into ba hwɛ ne critically a minister ni hu hia nsen doctor ni no. Ko doctor ni wɔ ne dwumadie ɛna minister ni so yɛ den ɛwɔ ne dwumadie.
Yeah, on the field.
Obi a wɔ ne field ɔdi ne dwumadie sɛ no be keep the ecosystem together.
Okay.
Sounds na nea ene oya minister no eye dibia.
Okay.
Even where the one who is the minister, it is a title based on a role and a duty assigned to him. Meaning, in the future, the one who is a doctor by profession today can evolve to a point where he or she can become what? A minister tomorrow. You get it?
Hold on for me. Abusa so wo question bi obetim that to comment so maybe sa no afeni ye bowra spiritism nim ho no obi bisa question bi say heart governor say how did you get deep insight into all this, bro? He is the leader and the founder of Spiritual Science Society. Enti enye bayira aberwajo na menini ti hedi komo no. He is a lord, lord. And I'm heading common. Mr. Obetima searching the platform on all social media handles. The platform near Lord Akam, Real Backup, and our Spiritual Science Society. Now, Tatafian Kasa na menene hasano. Maminko, Nana one was say. So, what is the difference between spirit and energy? Lord, as a woman, I said,
It's just name. Just name. In humanity's effort to afford and contain our existential crisis and existential questions. Where did we come from? How did it get here? How does this thing work? What makes the sun scorch? What makes the moon shine at night? These are all existential questions. In humans' effort to answer these questions, we came up with 4 schools of thoughts. And these four schools of thought and the four systems of interpreting and transmitting this understanding, we came up with mythology.
Okay.
We came up with philosophy.
Okay.
Then came mathematics.
Okay.
And then science.
Okay.
So science tries to understand nature and answer those questions from the physical, from the known to the unknown. And then religion is the fifth one.
Okay.
Mathematics tries to understand God or answer these questions and make existential questions through the use of what? Of definiteness, which is through A to B, B to C, how to calculate definiteness, the operation and the motion of a body through time.
Okay.
That's measurements. Then religion sort of answering that question from the unknown to the known.
Okay.
And then philosophy trying to answer those questions through reasoning.
Okay.
Mental gymnastics through reasoning, seeing things and asking infinite questions, and trying to make sense out of everything through how we can reason and questioning reasoning. So to understand the universe, they thought of, okay, let me focus the understanding of the universe on the mind by questioning my thinking, how I see things, my perception, and questioning those perceptions. So reasoning is where they took the answers or they took the approach to answering these questions from. Then we have spirituality, which took all of them and brought them together to make sense out of all of them.
Oh. Okay.
So when you study the philosophy of all these things, when you study them, you understand that religion always talks about the things you don't see, and then try to make you understand the physical world. You are sick. Oh, it is God that wills. Maybe it's by the will of God that it happened. From the unseen, they want to make sense of the sin. Science doesn't want to give reasons, but they want to move from the things I can see and prove to the things I'm yet to know.
Okay. I moved the home with dread.
Exactly.
And my listeners are also tested. Say I'm learning a lot today.
Do you get it now? So once you have all these things together, that should be enough to tell you why all of us, that should be enough to tell you that all these people are trying to answer the same questions that we human beings have, but they are using different approach to the same questions. How did we get here? What's the origin of the world? What is in the sun? Who created the sun? Where does the sun come from? What is in the heavens? What is this? So all the questions, religion have the same question, the science have the same question, mathematics have the same question, spiritualists have the spiritual scientists have the same question. All of us are all having the same questions. We are using different angles of approach to answer them.
Okay.
Now back to your question. I think your question is to be
energy and spirit, are they the same? Is it the same thing or there are different?
Now spirit is the name that spiritism or spirituality and then religion calls that which science will refer to as what? As energy. So that reality within nature that was observed and realized, is what science made and named it as energy or force. And what science named and upon realization of it as energy and force is what spirituality and religion found and saw to also name them as spirit. So energy and spirit is just the same reality, but the name is different based on the approach that we are all approaching that truth. The sun in the sky will still what? Will still scorch. Whether you call it Oria, whether you call it sol in Latin, whether you call it soleil in French, whether you call it sobo, right? Ever sobo. How do you call it sobo? Sobo in ever. Whether you call it sun in English, it's still the same thing in the sky. That is what? That is shining. That is giving warmth. That is making water evaporate. It's still the same thing. It doesn't change. So naming something does not mean the reality itself has changed. We only found the reality and we all gave it names based on where we are coming from. Ethno-linguistically. And then the school of thought. Thank you.
So energy and spirit are the same thing.
Energy is to science, as spirit is to religion and spirituality. That's all.
Nana Wangosa, are you clear now? Energy and spirit are the same thing. Just that when you are coming from the spiritual perspective, or when you are coming from how do you call it? Science perspective. Science will call it energy, force. But
Force.
religion and spirituality will call it
Energy,
spirit.
force, or law.
Okay.
You say science or law or energy, force or law. The law of thermodynamics, the law of this, the law of that. All these laws are just the observation of how that thing operates and functions.
Okay. Nana one was saying, no, I'm not clear. Oh, you are not clear, Nana one was. Okay, Nana one was say energy is the ability to do work. So what is spirit? Oh my goodness, Lord.
Let me help you.
Energy,
Energy is
energy.
the ability to do work efficiently, not just do work,
Okay, so
but
if
efficiently.
okay, so
And in that
energy,
way,
energy
and in
is the
that way,
ability.
let me help him out. In that definition he gave, that formula for that energy is work done over time taken.
Okay,
Anyways,
and
let's go in there.
on that note, according to Nana Wangosa, energy is the ability to do work.
Uh-huh.
And that and sanitary, then what is spirit?
Energy is not the ability to do work. That is more of a basic elementary definition we're given. In higher definition, energy goes beyond that.
Okay. Abusia, you can also bring your question. So, Lord, when it comes to spirit,
Solar energy is energy from the sun.
yeah.
Which work is it doing?
So, Lord, when it comes to spiritism, is it something good that everybody should get involved or everybody should partake in, or when it comes to spirituality, make us say spirituality, everybody is practicing spirituality. But spiritism, is it good for human, for our society? Is it good for us?
Ah, everything and everything functions, and the work of everything in nature is based on time, place, and then circumstance. Killing someone is unacceptable, but should we take that person's life to save society? It then becomes acceptable, right?
Absolutely.
Everything does not hold an inherent definition for itself. Rather, its self and its definition and beingness is dependent and definable by place, time, and then circumstance. Pasha team.
Sisubio. Manta, I see you.
Nature defines itself and its quality and principle based on time, place, and then circumstance. So when it says spiritism, itself is not bad nor good. But the
Okay.
time where it will be implemented will either make it harmonious or inharmonious. May say it's not bad nor good. The patch say using the definition of bad and good are moral principles. A moral principle what varies from one society to the other. Rather, using the principles of harmonious or inharmonious, or desirable or undesirable, is what I want to speak about, because that is the principle in spiritual sense. Or that is the true understanding. Okay, say be a bad, it's simply because at the corner you never loved it, meaning it wasn't desirable to you. You did something. The outcome of that action wasn't desirable to you. That is why it is bad. Right? The same activity, should it yield a desirable outcome or a harmonious outcome, would that be termed as bad or good now?
Yeah.
So nothing is inherently good nor bad. Should we discuss this thing over here? Because we are not discussing morality. We are discussing things that are as they are and not as we think it to be.
Okay. I get your point. Yeah.
So
Matthias here.
spirit, not how we want to see it. We are using it in the way you want to use it. So that is where your morality will come in. But let me move on. It is neither good nor bad. It is based on time, place, circumstance, and what for which it is being used for, or what it is being employed for. Let's take it to be. Let's take it to be that there is an energy, and this energy or spirit is here. Spirit also give guidance. The same way your inner mind will also guide you.
Okay.
So let's take something like may I comfort. I am a priest or spiritualist, and then somebody is sick, maybe spiritual attack, or maybe the person is sick, or whatever it is. Maybe in America, I don't have visa or passport to go there, but maybe I have my small deity. No deity is small. I have my deity. I can call the deity and send the deity. Go to maybe per se soul healing in Nigeria. Go and heal her, and that person is healed. Did I use the energy for good or bad?
You use it for good.
So at that point in time, is the energy useful?
Very useful.
Now I hate you, and then I send that energy towards you that you should be destroyed. At that point in time, did I use the energy? The good or bad? Negative. So at that point in time, is that spirit good or bad? Answer me, is it good or bad?
It's bad. You use it bad way.
Oh, the spirit is neither good nor bad. It is you who employ the service.
Who that is using it to do something bad?
Exactly.
Absolutely, yeah.
So spiritism is neither good nor bad. But the utility of that phenomena will either make it good or bad.
Oh, okay. I got the point now. Okay. So there is nothing like yewo ahonhoma omu dibone ahonhombone wo ho and yewo ahon papa wo ho. What is the difference? Yewo ahonhombone and yewo ahon papa. Because at times as of for etimi tu ahonhomone free nipam. In the name of Jesus. Honhoma uti no free no go.
You see, let me tell you one thing. Do you know that even in our own tradition, in our own shrines, they also perform exorcism. They also exorcise evil spirits.
Yeah.
In Hinduism, they also have rituals to exorcise asuras. Asuras are demons, evil spirits.
Okay.
In Buddhism, they also have rituals to exorcise evil spirits, asuras. In Zoroastrianism, they also have the ideology of a demon or demons.
Okay.
Every religion you see also have the ideology of negative performing entities. So then if every religion is also exercising demons, then who are the demons now? Are they your demons or are they their demons?
Oh my goodness. It's a bad friend. Nicholas, I'm free and come with them. Nicholas, Olive. Oh my goodness. Hey. Okay.
Are they your demons or are they their demons?
Each other's demon.
So now let me define demon in actual spiritual science principles, in actual spiritual terms. A demon is any entity or force that is against the smooth operativeness of any action, activity, thought, or event at any point in time, place, or circumstance. Meaning, say, adibi a bibi ababeye ompene so no or a demon at that time.
Adebia oppose something positive, something good.
Not necessarily positive, but adibi opposite adi ababeye no at that point in time is functioning as a demon. I told you, demonism is not a state of beingness; it's a state of functionality.
Okay. Whatever is blocking you from doing something is a demon.
At that point in time, it's a demon.
At that point in time, it's a demon.
It's a demon.
It's an hypocrite a demon.
Exactly.
It's a demon. And a demon.
Debbie.
And you Nicholas will be demon. Oh no, mammy, you are. Nicholas will be demon.
when you take the Vedic culture, some book when you take the Vedic scriptures or the Vedic philosophy, like the Bhagavad Gita, the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Puranas, the Mahabharatas, and all those stuffs, when the Indians are even speaking about demons, they classify them.
Okay.
So anytime you're reading the history of any religion or a people, whenever they say demon, based on where the demon is identified, it can either mean their enemies from the neighboring kingdoms or actual spirits.
Okay.
So when you take the Bible, you realize that all the demons spoken of in the Bible were the gods of the other kingdoms around Israel.
Eti obi nyame a odo no de pama no beti makoye obi demon because every ordinary kosi.
Why? Because I am at war with you. So automatically your God is against me. When you take Asherah, go into the Bible. Acts of Ashtaroth in the Bible. Check the people that worship Ashtaroth. Check Beelzebub, the people that worship Beelzebub. The queen of Persia, the prince of Persia. Check the people that worship the prince of Persia. All the demons you heard of in the Bible, they were all gods of other cultures who were at war with Israel.
Oh, okay. So once they are at war with us, we will classify them as evil.
The demons, they are my enemies.
But in actual sense, they are not evil or they are not demons.
They are not evil to the people worshiping them. They are evil to you because the interest they hold is against your interest you hold.
You are a great teacher indeed. I'm a mother who say fine. But your question, we are getting to the end of this conversation. And you ever believe the fundament? I mean, you ever believe the fundamental near someone in app. Then we have said, remember, teacher, am I one gift? That gift, will be beneficial to everybody watching us today. How you can stay indoors and pray for your prayer to be very active towards what you demand. Lord, individually. Unko bi anase bebre na ni mu mpaibo ene e be kire mpaibo ase enti unya share video ya share mame. Roslima for say then some of our kings are demons. Over Ghana, we are being led by demons and principalities. Now, yes, sorry, my Bible not channel it that again. I to say, you can demons and principalities are a who be a one we may pay we create you. Young politicians, young traditional leaders, young religious leaders. Our movement development in Kosono, they are the physical demons and principalities in our country, Ghana here. One more I say in so say. Development they are our actual demons and principalities. And what's a bribiano? A bompire, one woman was a bompire tiomo. And so religion, I bet Chima Jana Kwesi say, Kokata, when in a bompire tia, whom you are baby, I want to the Lamseu, and the bompire tiomo. And Rosinima, you are right. Our religious leaders, political leaders, and our traditional leaders are actually our physical demons and principalities. Rosalie, my dear, you are welcome. I see you. Thank you for sharing. And a lot of them in Yadri. No problem. Mibo, you say. Does the spirit control themselves or human beings control them? Lord, where they come out?
With all due respect, and son of a spirit in the control of them, not or way.
No,
so how then are you the one controlling it? So let's say you worship the sun god. The sun is already shining. So if there's a god that sees to it that the sun shines, the sun is already shining every day. So the spirit is already functioning and doing its duty.
Okay.
You are the one praying to the sun that though you are functioning, you are helping for the sun to shine in the sky. But please, I want ABC. So come and assist me in fulfilling that my personal desire. That is why you must now offer offerings, rituals to be able to get it to do that thing you personally need, which is not the authority or the responsibility assigned to it.
Okay. It's your
spirits already. Exactly. How old are you? You will just be latest 80 years. You are dead. Spirits have been here for thousands of years, but you are the one controlling it.
It is a one in this year. And now munya encounter. Now what's Rene say be our intervening in one or two
You are
situations
the
or
one
circumstances.
seeking assistance from it. You are not the one controlling it. That spirit has been here for 1,000, 10,000, 1 million, millions of years. You are just here for just 80 years. If God permits, you are even able to live to 80 years. How? That's just a drop of sand.
Minimum penny bia. One no sisi ameno kase ni bufa otimi sore fa efa oil ekọ ne honhom na nim se honhom no koku ma sisi a eno no na control honhom no.
The fact is, why they control honhom no?
So honhom no de ho no sori sisi a no fa ne oil no ko honhom na nim se.
You have struck a contract. You have struck a covenant with the spirit. That's why it is responding to you. What do you do in return? You make offerings and sacrifice to the same spirit. So it's a contract. You do for me, I do for you. Without your contract, the spirit is still there. So you're not controlling, you're in covenant, you're in a contract with the spirit. Once your contract is done, the spirit will also find its way.
Yeah.
That's why people go for spirits. They go for juju, they go for assistance. It works 3 years, 7 years, it's gone. The contract is done. So were you truly controlling the spirit? You are controlling the spirit. You have a contract with the spirit.
Yeah.
Let's stop lying to ourselves. The only thing you can control in your life is your own self and your own mind as a human being. Beyond that, everything is illusion.
Okay. ID Tech Media Network say Africa's religious education, as he said, is centered on Israel. Yeah. Kwabena Kwatele say, can you please command angels physically to appear? Lord.
The question is, why should you command angel? Why do you need a command of an angel to appear? That should be your question. That's my question to you. Why do you need it to appear?
I say, be a me here, Mwabina, Wakakoya, Mamiti, or say, me who no name no din command, son of Wakotino, but him commanding a man appear physical.
The person asked the question, besides say, can you please command angels to appear now? And the question to him is, why do you need that angel to appear now?
Okay, I need that angel to appear to go and cure my mother for me. So, is it possible I can command the angel to appear?
Let me tell you the truth. Yes, you can command spirits, but you don't command spirits. You invoke them. You only command something that you have an advantage over. Listen, you have a higher cosmic force and cosmic credit over.
Okay.
You can never command something you don't have a cosmic credit or a cosmic force over.
Okay.
Let's have this in mind. Our understanding of Spiritism has been so warped and so misinformed that we think spirits are slaves, that we must create physical problems and then go and call them to come and solve them for us. Why did you create problems in the first place? Because you are ignorant. You don't know the right principles of nature to employ. So why don't you rather seek for those instruments that will make you better and the God of your own world, rather than inviting something to serve you, which will then take something in return? Because spirit do not serve for free. It is not the spirit's duty to solve your problem. You created it. It is your karma. But you don't want the spirit to then come and solve it. So then there must be payment.
Yeah. Yeah.
And moreover, what is an angel? An angel simply means messenger. So if so, then every spirit can be a messenger. So, but then you didn't say anything when you say command angels. You never said anything, technically.
I got your point.
You're a spiritual scientist, not a religious leader.
Yeah. Kwaku Nancy say, Lord, please, can I join your team or your congregation? Or the number of 220, and the Obetima could find it out from him directly. Offer spirituality and religion, are they the same? Lord, is spirituality and religion the same?
One thing you need to know is that when spirituality evolves, when spirituality or systems of spirituality are discovered over time, as you practice spirituality over time, you discover several patterns and mysteries of nature. And those mysteries of nature are duplicatable. Make us say duplicatable, meaning say, when we pattern be in secret be nature more, obi also hear the same thing now, obi the same results are also here then.
Okay.
That's why we call it spiritual science. And when you discover those patterns which are applicable and provable, over time they develop into a system. Because now you can teach it, others can also learn it. And when those systems, when they become systems, they then become, when they become systems, from systems, no, they then attract persons because now multiple people can implement the same thing to then get the same results. Once the system now is now provable and attracts seekers or aspirants, then you now need principles to govern those systems. And when those principles are now established, and we now have a number, and we now have people that are now aligned with that system and then practice that system of mysticism, they will now also do what? They will now also procreate, marry amongst themselves, give birth, teach them the same thing they do. Then we now have a religion. So in simple terms, religion is spirituality on a large scale. As spirituality is religion on a what? On a small scale.
Religion is spirituality on a large scale. As spirituality is religion on a small scale.
On a small scale.
So, understanding the environment, knowing whom you are, finding a particular template within nature, you keep on practicing that time in, time out, you keep on teaching your generations coming, then it becomes a religion.
If it expands and have a lot of adherence over time, it then becomes a religion.
Yeah.
Because now the more people are practicing that system, you now need rules to govern them.
Yeah. The more people are practicing it, you need rules, regulation, to manage it, yeah?
Manage the human beings.
So on that note, can one say religion and spirituality are the same?
They are the same, but not the same. In the sense that once they become religious, then they are now prone to what? Prone to profanity or corruption. In the sense that now more people are more prone to what? To make mistakes, water down the system. So over time, the system also loses its essence, its value, its truth, its power, its knowledge, and watered down.
Okay.
That's what we are seeing in religion now. Jesus Christ started as a mystic. Jesus Christ was an initiate of the Essenic order. And he was also an initiate of the grand order of Melchizedek. You can read Hebrews chapter what? Chapter 5. It said over there, he shall forever remain a priest after the order of Melchizedek, which is a mystical system. That system is the same system under which Abraham was initiated, under Melchizedek. When he went to war and he came back, he paid tithe to Melchizedek because Melchizedek was a king of Salem, which later became Jerusalem. And then he was also what? A priest. So his temple, his altar, is the place where they built the temple of Jerusalem. And he was a Jebusite. So the Jebusite is what you now have as Jerusalem. The place of what? And Salem means what? Peace. So Melchizedek was a mystic. And then because or your occultist.
Okay.
A king and an initiate who initiated Abraham into the mystical order of the grand order of Melchizedek. And through that order, Jesus also came in. So every priest, every prophet, and every king, the Israeli system, though it has been falsified to a degree with the book Nankasado, every king, priest, or prophet must first be an initiate under that system before you can actually what? Attain to that degree of perfection. So, John the Baptist was an initiate. Paul was an initiate of that order. Jesus was an initiate of that order. Abraham an initiate. David an initiate. Solomon an initiate of that same order.
Okay.
Why am I saying this? All I'm trying to tell you is Christianity itself started as a mystical order, not as a religion.
Okay.
Upon expansion, it became that religion. That is why if the scriptures of the Bible, we have those who interpret the scriptures of the Bible as a mystical note or an apocrypha, and those who interpret the Bible as what? As canonical material, which is the literal dogma and doctrines, which is done in the church.
Okay.
That is here. Aha.
So can one practice spirituality without being religious?
Yes. But in every religion, there is spirituality.
Yeah, in every religion there is spirituality. For that, it is.
Spirituality does not need religion.
Spirituality does not need religion.
But in every religion, there is spirituality. In every religion that you know today, I think one day we can do that topic. In every religion you know today, every religion that has ever existed, in that religion, there's always a nucleus of that religion that consists of mystics, monks, monastics, ascetics, occultists, who are the navel of the religion. They are the ones who perform the rituals and ceremonies for the god of that religion. They are the ones who who dedicate their lives to grow their spirits for the what? For the well-being of that religion. Every religion has it. And those people are not known or seen in public because they do not end up becoming the prophet and the priest or the imams. They are the ones who are always in the secrets. And they are the sources of what we call today as the secret societies.
Like yourself. So I don't know what you know. But your spiritual science society is not a secret society. Mr. Ramu, don't get me wrong. And to say I'm for tag, hey, bloggers already mujumo. Nana was your question has been answered already. Okay, so me the video over to YouTube, the Nation Sanko TV. Who I want to hear from the beginning, no, over to me, and it will be live on the Nation Sanko TV. Or say, how can someone practice spirituality? Everybody practices spirituality. Everybody. Oh, more live you some more. Obia practices spirituality.
Let me help those. Let me tell you one thing. When you come to spiritual science, I'll tell you, you don't necessarily need to leave religion to practice spirituality.
Okay.
Because in every religion, there is the mystical aspect of that religion. Every religion, their system of imparting knowledge or the truth and training is divided into three.
Okay.
Three levels. The first level is the exoteric.
Okay.
The second degree is the mesoteric. And then the third level or degree is the esoteric. The exoteric is where you have the doctrines, the dogmas, the ceremonies, the offerings and everything. Then the mesoteric is where you are now raised from the common grounds to then be introduced to the higher grounds. So the common ground is where you are introduced to the basic things. And then from the basic things, you come to a stage where we interpret to you the things we do at the basic level. Why we do them, what they stand for, their deeper meaning, their symbolism and everything. And then also introducing you to the higher level and what is there. Then the higher degree is where you are now introduced to the deeper mystical aspect of that religion.
So every religion has its mystical aspects.
Every religion has that mystical aspect. In Islam, the commonest one I can speak of are the Sufis. In Christianity, we have the Order of Melchizedek. We are the Free and Accepted Masonry. We are the United Order of Odd Fellows. We are the Royal Antediluvian Order of Buffaloes. We are the Rosicrucian Fellowship or the Rosicrucian Order, AMORC. We have the Knights Marshal. These are all mystical societies within the Christian religion. We only
know Yesu ni wa yo wasma ayelele. Yesu ni wa yo wasma ayelele.
And then in these systems, we have the monastic system. Monastic system here. Life to us, religion. Now I don't want bompai, ashe, a feed whom no religion, and why I ding, as a staining religion, you know.
Okay.
On the lighter note, woman minimum as the Roman sisters and the Roman fathers who are always chanting, "Mo Mary," doing all the things for the religion. They've dedicated their life.
Yeah.
Deeper aspects are there. We have those, we call them the schema monks. And then even in the Catholic Church, now what systems we pay because Christopher about the moons, in the Catholic Church, we have the Franciscans, we have the Valentinians, we have the Hesychasts, we have the Arians. These are all mystical systems within the church itself. Now you're Christian as a charismatic. Now, what Jesus, now BBCI. The energy of Jesus, no, be feeding the altar. So you don't know.
Okay.
That is why every religion, every year, has what we call pilgrimage. So when you go on pilgrimage, what do you go and do? You go and recharge your covenant with the energy of the religion.
Okay.
The same thing with here and animal deer. In our own African culture, who Muslim be autishasia, a fibia do no chef away then, oko, what do afford the body then, a body then, ako, ya bompire then, amount, ya shemudi then, amount. The same thing is what we see with the pilgrimage, where they go to Saudi Arabia, Mecca, where they go to India.
Okay.
It's the same ritual.
Okay. Cash money say offer anything from you is very educative. Yes, cash money, that is what I've dedicated my platform for. I want my fellow citizens to be enlightened. I want the society to be conscious. Every Sunday, make time with us on this platform. If today is the first time you are watching us, every Sunday, last week was with Abraham Ben Moshe. Today we are here with the leader of Spiritual Science Society, Lord Akam Rebakam. And next week, we will be here again. So keep in touch on this platform. And then the first time I was here, I just follow the platform, push it on YouTube, I just subscribe and turn on the notifications, say the bear I won't miss any of our updates. Lord, you've taken most of your time. I know today is Sunday, you'll be with the family. Lord, we know, sir, we are powerful, we are gods, but lack of self-knowledge until we don't know. And for that matter, we always run to people or seek for people's prayer or we want people to pray for us to do well. You being the leader of Spiritual Science Society, that stands for enlightening and awakening. How can one how can one on his or her own pray to the universe for what he or she seeks to come in or to work well for him or her? On his or her own. The person would be no
I'll prescribe the 3 principles to you, the 3 golden rule. Thoughts, words, deeds. What we understand is that thoughts are doing, words, deeds, only
if I'm sure for Mutiani, way, Baza wala for Ninchero. On the catch was a bra. Now, if you soon yaseno, on a nama, me a kuatwa. O papa wofa, you go to be Mesro, aha, young Quanessa. Sir, me patwa sasebi.
They say I'll give the 3 golden principles. Thoughts, words, deeds. The patch say thoughts, words, the one say mokasa ye, and deeds, one ye, ujumedie. Thoughts, words, deeds. This is the principle I'm going to give you. When you said prayer, but what we feel, let me explain prayer first, with all due respect. Before you can use something well and be better at doing something, you must first understand it. You move a brain and you what the company friend in Bible. What is prayer? Prayer simply puts, the activity of thoughts, words, or deeds projected in relation to something, to eventuate an outcome or a desired outcome. What does that mean? The second definition again for prayer, and I made it my way. The second definition of prayer, I say, prayer is thought projected towards the universe and thought received from the universe. That is the second definition. Like I said, now my dream there, I don't know my dream bomb pie my universe, and I said, I don't know my dream bomb pie my yame. And if you're bomb pie, why they bomb pie no? What now bomb pie? And you're dream now they can't say no. So whose mind is being projected through words is you. And who be the receiver of the prayer? It is still you. So bomb pie said, when you pray that God, help me, babies, who is the one praying for that desire? You. Who will be the one to reap the benefit of that prayer? It's still you. So prayer, in short, is you projecting your thoughts on yourself. Listen. Mr. Sisubio, prayer is you projecting your own thoughts upon yourself.
Okay.
Who is the one praying? You. Who is the one receiving the outcome of the prayer? Still you. Should you even pray for someone? Was it your desire that that person should be healed? Yes. So who is the recipient of that prayer or the outcome of that prayer? It's still you. That the receiver of the just the reaction of your words. But who is the receiving end of that prayer? You. Should the prayer manifest? Who made it manifest? You. Because you set the thoughts and the thought energy that brought about what? The healing. So who projected the thought? You. Who is the receiver of the outcome of that thought? You. So prayer is you working upon yourself.
Hold on. Let me clap for you. My interview will be a person no more in some manner that. But let me clap for you. Mama also be the comment about Osai Dreamer. Osai Dreamer said this is deep knowledge. In fact, let me clap for you. You are indeed a teacher. Yes, son, you know, some of my culture is prayer is the act of talking to God. Already Jacopo. I don't know Makugu Forest. I don't know Makugu Achamantis. A great Brian na. And I hear Bakanda Maya. Hear Bayakaya Badaya. But I think prayer is another full topic on its own. One day we will have to delve deep.
Anyway,
prayer is a full topic.
A full topic. So let me give the third definition for prayer, which is the common one you know, or we all know. That prayer is
and now I'm also just okay to one thing. Now was to Jaiva. Or say we pray to ourselves. Remember, I'm sir, go on.
The third definition, the commonest one we all know, which is a communication between a worshipper or a devotee or a person and their object of worship, right? Okay. That definition itself is also faulty. That definition of prayer is a false form of defining prayer.
Okay.
Because when you are praying to the universal omnipresence or God or Jehovah, you are not actually praying to an entity as an entity. You are praying to an entity as a will and a law of nature. Why? If you pray that you need healing, you already exist. And that healing force already exists on earth. If you pray that you want a car, the car is already here on earth. If you pray you need a house, the idea for building your house is there in the mind of an architect. The land to build the house is already there on this earth. The metal to manufacture the iron rod is already there on this earth. Everything you need is already manifested what? And prayed for or what? Created by God here. So you're not praying to God as in God. You're only praying for God's intelligence or for the intelligence to be able to bring these materials together to have what you call a house or a home. Listen again. And then we make like what you home.
But Sisubio Mami.
You're only activating a principle of nature through your thoughts to manifest per your thoughts and your will. That's all. So now you say, let thy will be done. You pray to God and still let the will be done. So who willed?
I will.
Exactly.
Prince Bottins of a clap for him again. Oh, already done. You deserve to be clapped for him back. Okay.
So in simply put, prayer is a thought projected onto oneself, upon oneself,
Okay.
to evaluate a result synonymous and harmonious with the thought projected by oneself. So you are the projector of the prayer, and then you are the recipient of the prayer.
Okay.
The only thing prayer does is that prayer gives you, or prayer, the intent of prayer is to receive from within you, the God within, guidance, instruction, wisdom, idea on how to execute those things which you already have the tools to manifest on earth already. You may call it, that's what the religious person will say, inspiration. So you pray, so that in praying, you are tapping into the cosmic mind, which is the universal mind, so that your mind can then be infused with what you may call inspiration, to that which will guide you towards the manifestation of that desire you pray for. That is why they said, prayer must always be accompanied with what? With action. And how would you know the right action to take for what you pray for to manifest? That is why I said, thoughts, words, and what? And deeds.
Yeah.
If so, then should you even wake up to go to work? It is a prayer to the universe.
The act of waking up, getting prepared to go to work is a prayer.
It's a prayer to the universe.
Why?
Because if we sell for people to buy, then it's only when you are there to sell. That is when the one who needs to buy will find you to buy from you. Eating healthy is also prayer. Why? Because you eat healthy with the consciousness that I want to operate in the right state of what? Health. So eating healthily itself is an instruction you're giving to your body to stay healthy.
It's also a prayer.
It's a prayer. Tell me you will fast and pray, do everything, and not eat, not breathe, not drink water, and see whether you will live. Everything around you and your communication with it is a prayer. Because God in his wisdom, or God in whatever you say, will never come down to give you the desire. Everything you desire for has already been made available on earth, even before you came. What are you praying for? You're only praying for the wisdom to know where to identify them, and then use them to satisfy what you need. That's what you pray for. Oh God, give me money. Who comes to give you money? That is a fellow human being, not a spirit. And what is that human being? That human being is also working. So since that person is working, he was able to earn money. That he's now able to what? Give you some as a gift. That take this 10,000. So even what you call a gift was not a gift to the giver who gave you.
Yeah.
So now, I'll give you the first key. The first key is this. Know that your life is your responsibility. In as much as the spiritual is important, your mind is also as important. And then your body is important. Let's have it in mind. In as much as your life is important, your mind is also important. Then your body is important. So you must pray for answers. Then our actions, our thoughts, and deeds must be aligned with that which we desire for. So I always tell this. My guru, Master Karutes, my guru is the same guru that trained Kwame Nkrumah. So Kwame Nkrumah I come from the same lineage that trained Kwame Nkrumah, the same mystical school. Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes. Let me show you the photo. Just this, just an aside.
Abusia, nkɔmɔ wei sɛ mfasoɔ ni so deɛ a nneɛma nhyɛ.
Kwame
Sɛ
Nkrumah spiritual
mfasoɔ
master.
nkɔmɔ wei so deɛ na ɛhyɛ ma me. So this is your guru.
This is Kwame Nkrumah spiritual master. This is the one who trained Kwame Nkrumah in the US.
Wow.
He is by name Hugh Carutes, Rabbi Rama Bodhisat 11th. He was an Anglican bishop, a medical doctor, a soldier that fought in the First and Second World War, a mystic, a fellow of the Royal Asiatic Society,
Okay.
and he held doctorate in divinity, and a healer, a certified numerologist, and an industrialist when he was alive. This man was the one who trained Kwame Nkrumah in the occult philosophy that made Kwame Nkrumah build the country Ghana.
Wow.
No wonder after Kwame Nkrumah and his principles he put, anybody who hated Kwame Nkrumah and didn't follow the principles of this country have never been able to succeed. That is why Spiritual Science Society we exist, to reinstate those principles and enlighten Ghana to go by the principles that our country was aligned with so that we can accede.
People are, Professor Atasa says his name again, your guru's name again.
Hugh Carutes.
Hugh Carutes.
And Hugh is H-U-G-H.
H-U-G-H, huge.
And the Greer is G-R-G-G-R.
G-R-E-E-R.
J as in Ghana, G-R-E-E-R.
G-R-E-E-R.
E-E-R. And then Carutes is C-A-R-R-U-T-H-E-R-S.
Carutes.
Yeah, Carutes. Hugh Carutes. His initiated name was Rabbi Rama Bodhisat 11th.
Okay.
Aside being an Anglican bishop, he went to Tibet, Nepal, stayed in the Buddhist monastery of Changun Naren in Tibet for 13 years to attain enlightenment before coming and setting up his mystical order, which then found Kwame Nkrumah and trained him to then become useful to this continent and this country, Ghana. We are going to go there. The purpose of SSS.
Yeah. One day we will go there. Oh my goodness. So you are not done on the prayer aspect.
So let me tell you. So first thing you need to accept is that your eating is a form of prayer. Your thinking is a form of prayer. Your walking is a form of prayer. Your decisions are all prayers. Once you see your whole life as a prayer, as a communication with your environment, you will then think of the actions that will attract the right reactions to you.
Okay.
Because we see prayer distant from ourselves. That is why we make the wrong decisions without scrutinizing it, and then we pray for a solution to those decisions. And if you know your life is a prayer, then you will know that whatever I am facing, I created it because in my own thought and thinking and decision, I made that thing happen to me. The first form of successful prayer is acceptance of your thoughts that birth that outcome you are experiencing.
Okay.
You can't pray and be in denial. That is why Africa is not developing, because our prayer is denial. How would you be able to solve a problem if you deny the existence of the problem in the first place? It's only when you accept the problem that the problem exists. That is the only time you can do what? You can start getting to work to solve the problem.
Yeah.
So your prayer should be a prayer of understanding and of affirmation. Now I've given thoughts, words, deeds. Now, understanding and affirmation. Acceptance, understanding, affirmation. And then reversal or change of mind. People think prayer is just mumbling words. Oh God, I only need this and it comes. No wonder Africa has been praying. That's why we are not changing, because the true system, the true format for prayer, we are not implementing. That's why we pray, but not change. Nothing is transformed in our society. Because the instruments of the true principles of prayer, we are not implementing them. We pour libation, but nothing is changing because the principles of prayer, which manifest as libation, we are not implementing them. Prayer is a system, not something you just say and something happens. It is a system. If I need healing, then healing must come with people who are not what? If I need healing, healing must come with right actions. The reason why you pray against your sickness, but the next day the sickness comes again. Why? Because what caused the sickness is still there. If you want to do more, clean the environment now. Don't do if you are. Don't do that's what I'm going to say. No one so bolo say ohunto. What so bolo? In science, we have something we call placebo effect. Because you have the thought that you are getting the next day, and paracetamol. The next time, will be not answer the air. Is that not enough to tell you that the cause of your sickness is not the solution to your sickness is not the prayer? It is something you're not seeing and doing. So to solve your problem, first thing, know how to identify your problem. Identify your problem, know where you go wrong, know the contribution you contributed to your own problem. Accept that problem, accept your contribution. Then where possible, begin to create the right thoughts and right thinking and right decision. That will eventuate and effect a suitable outcome. The only way you can change it is by what? Is by creating the right outcomes. You made a wrong decision in business. Now instead of you to change the system of your business and the decision making, you are maintaining the same decision, the same mentality, everything. You're not looking for juju, a pastor, a malam, or a spiritualist to pray for your business to come. It will come, but in the end, you still collapse again. Why? Because the same system that collapsed the business is still there.
Yeah.
You see? So, spiritual scientists, our system is practical. We don't just do go and take this mantra or go and recite and then the solution will come. It doesn't. No. We need lasting solution, not ephemeral or temporal solutions. So I've given you a key to your own prayer. Your life is your prayer. So when you're eating, ask yourself, let me give you how to pray. I'm not going to give you prayer as in the prayer you know. My mouth will be key. My mouth secret. I'm going to give you prayer about your own health. Anytime you eat, check yourself from the first minute to 2 hours or 120 minutes after you've eaten, 90 to 120 minutes after you've eaten. Check how your body reacts. Every food you consume, every drink, check how your body reacts. If your body reacts weirdly, is your body telling you, I don't need this food? That is your body communicating to you. Anyway, that is also a prayer.
It's a prayer.
The purpose of prayer is to find a lasting solution and not always find a repeated a lamentation. What do I mean? Oh, yare. Oh, bompaya. Nyansa. Emma, I didn't baby manase about it must solving a ubisa. And yes, Yanso yarena, or not be a master for the same umpire, yarena samba. That is not prayer. That is illusion. You're deluding yourself. If prayer must be efficient, it must be lasting in this solution. Not temporal. Yeah. If I'm lying, tell me.
You are not.
That is why my definition of prayer, I strategy and yet the general or the normal strategy, because I am taking it from a more practical aspect. I'm giving you prayer on your own body. Your own body. Whenever you eat, give yourself from the first minute to 90 to 120 minutes. Check how your body reacts. If the body, I'm going to give you two strategies. We are discussing prayer, but in an elevated sense. The more deeper mystical aspect of prayer, not the church prayer. Prayer, no. Benyan Yahusia was sorry demono. Or body in reaction makes us a biani open I won't pay. If the body reacts to you in a very negative way, it tells you this food is not meant for you. That is your body communicating to you. When you eat the food, you pray to your body that I need energy. So the body should also what? Process and digest the food to what? Give you energy. Now that body, which is the what? Which is the vehicle of God, that is holding your soul, is not telling you. That is why you're getting the wrong reaction. That is God speaking back to you. Also in prayer, in information, that so what do you need to do? Stop eating that food or cook it well or check how you cooked it. That is prayer. Once you solve that thing, that reaction wouldn't happen again for you to pray the next time. Or?
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm giving you practical prayer, not just using words. I'm giving you practical prayer. So let's take it from there.
So let me add something small as a student. Kakra Misumeti say your financial prayer to thinking of say spiritually bibi de hwi music antine sikasemu koye no be I mean me can say show financial management ye expenses we see a year check so that is also a prayer.
Exactly. You know, Africa, do you know one thing? I even have a lecture on that. Africa, our programming is very bad. The way Africa has been programmed has made it so difficult for us to even build wealth. If we even find a way to build wealth, we are unable to maintain wealth. That is what is troubling Africa. Africa, we always pray for money. I'm a mystic. Me a spiritualist. Me a spiritual teacher. Me a numerologist. Me a spiritual scientist. And I body tell you, I get requests every day about people who are in business and who are in music. But you know one thing, you realize that most of the people who even pray about money do not even have problems with money.
Those who pray about money don't even have problems with money.
Juju, my business is down. My drop in a question. Most of them only lack systems. Period.
Yeah.
Do you know why a white man will start a business, but the business can last for 200 years, 300 years? We know a lot of companies that have lasted for 200, 300 years. But the African will open a business. Acha 10 years, not business.
Yeah.
Acha, a better way you only we have a business. You know why? Because we have been programmed to think, say, business success, we need the spiritual more than the mental. Okay. We need the mental more than the spiritual. The spiritual is just 10%. The mental and the physical is 90%. When it comes to money, we have been programmed to see, say, Sika, soon be also cool be, ukura ponchibi, who say be and son Sika, but moja bin she. No. That is Spiritism. But do you know why always when you do that, in the end, you lose it all? It is simply because that thing you prayed for, you jumped the queue, you jumped the process. When money comes, it needs system to stay. It doesn't need spirit to maintain it.
Yeah.
So since you didn't have system, you went for the spirit, thinking the spirit can bring, yes, the spirit attracted the money. But for systems to keep the money at your place, they didn't have a system. The reason why the very day you died, the business also collapsed. We have seen a lot of rich men that have come to this country. Why? Because there were no systems to carry on whatever they started. The whole business success was built upon the shoulders of a spirit, which is a contract, as we said in Spiritism. So how the spirit maintained the business, that person did not know. The only man said, market the very day he died and the contract also died with the spirits. What happened? The whole business came what? Crashing. By naturality, you needed a system to maintain that wealth circulating in that business or company, so that even in your absence, it can still operate no matter who is there and running the business.
Absolutely.
You see, there are several mysteries to this thing we call life, and this thing. We've left all the mysteries and we are making it all about soon, 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 soon. Not everything is spiritual. And this is the best form of prayer. And this form of prayer, we are not utilizing it. The average African do not even want to use this thing. Tell them to think and they have a problem.
Oh, tell them to think and you become their enemy.
Oh yeah, Juma. You're not managing your money well. Misika to me na two nya sunsu unya sikadro. Na sika na won ko wetima hwe so na sikadro ba na be de. So every time we create problems with our own, based on our own ignorance, we create problems for ourselves. And then we go around looking for spirits to come and solve the problem. So we then go to the Malam, expecting the Malam to come and solve the problem that we really created out of ignorance. You go to the pastor, expecting the pastor to come and solve the problem that we really created out of ignorance. Go to the Konfu or the spiritualist, expecting the spiritualist to come and solve the problem that we really created out of ignorance. And we wonder why our problems have never ended. And we always have problems that we must pray about. Spiritual Science Society didn't come to continue the wrong and profane or corrupted teachings of the system. We came here with the right system of the masters that have worked for all civilizations before. We came here to instill it in this generation so that the youth, the people, the old, the young will be able to know that truth and liberate the African continent. If Africa must be liberated, this is the knowledge they need. Not soon, 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 soon. Though I am a mistake. We know mysticism, we know spiritism, we know spirituality. I'll only tell you, the systems that operate and can liberate Africa are not the things we are having today and being taught to us. Kwame Nkrumah built systems, and it is working till today. That should be enough to tell you.
Yeah.
The Africa needs systems that is built on the principles of nature, the mystical principles of nature, not on the faith that there is a spirit that can come and solve the problem I created. Enti konfu efa nsa ena emedwuma nkoso na we ontima eyi ma market mbra Kristo ni nsufa ne Bible na ogbo mpa ya ma market mbra o eyi Muslim so esore na oye alwala na so ogbo mpa ya eyi ma market mbra nti huhu ne nkotwe customers ni mbra o. What happened to you setting up a very good environment with good branding, with good principles, with good customer relations, with better understanding, with qualified personnel, with good documentations, and everything to be able to expand and do the right thing? What happened to that? But whenever the white man comes into our country, they always beat us in our own markets. What be sounds as but whenever the white man enters our markets, their companies always beat us. Have you ever asked yourself why?
They say to the point to say even some restaurant and shop bars a kwajiji isuo ni a eniama free baby de be frafra niane.
Okay. But Pizza Inn, ShopRite beba. Na ShopRite abesini dem fair. Environment do ura hokura mpo na umbresi ye kwa ya ofere. That is the mind. So realize that everything the white man creates, he makes sure it aligns more with the laws of the physical plane because you're nipa. So there are laws of the physical plane. That's what that affects you. That is governing your mind and thinking. Meaning subconsciously, we have the what? We have the sensory systems to appreciate what is beautiful. So whenever the white man builds something, they make sure they build in a certain way that it incites your sense of what? Of appreciating beauty. And whoever goes in there will appreciate that beauty and will be caused to what? To buy. The last shop will waste here, and you're wondering why people are not coming. Maybe so. Human beings cannot be human beings we can't be controlled with spirit. Spirits can't control human beings. Let me tell you the truth today. Whoever believes that spirit can't control human beings. No. And if my Ghana food in Ambom is here, say, president of this Peno, and funny a draw budget, and funny nothing can stop us from eliminating him from the seat. Only a drawer. Elections, Condroso. Idi Amin, and Robert Wanje, yen to know. So spirits can never control the human mind. Whenever the human mind are conscious and ready to make a change, no spirit can stand them. If you don't know how to implement the right principles of the mind, nothing can affect the human being. Because the human being is a mental being. The batch of Fabo Bloshi. I'm going to end with this. Fabo Bloshi. Never a Akramo, and as a west of the Akramo. Two places where and I bet Makon until the whole day because you like the environment. Now, until I share photos, send them to Facebook.
Akramo.
I didn't hear.
Was a hofe.
Obet me to Susu. Ekoton tare ekotna Akramo ke share photos. Obet my yourself about Blush Market. Anyway, second question. Akramo. Any Nyoton Kwedu or Kwan as a note of Blush Market. If I not told you about Ubediano.
The third day was Blush, and I said, Kwan, Mediano, maybe Santos or cry.
I'll come on, I don't know Diano.
The setup alone cry intimidates you, so I could be.
Exactly, it intimidates you. That is subconscious programming.
Oh my goodness, I love this conversation. In fact, next week, by popular request, next week, you better start to say.
Spirituality, so the more you are enlightened spiritually, you become like a god. Like the freedom you enjoy in your own soul, you don't know. When you're just like you are the most happiest person. Yeah. Because everything seems like as a anything you see, the understanding comes readily to your mind. That is what we mean by enlightenment. Only baby to now person or child idea, but you will never fuck that. And what would that do to us? This is the reason why mystical societies have always been in secrets. Because this knowledge, should it get into the hands of an ignorant person, they will misuse it.
Yeah.
This is why what is will be a lodge near. What is will be a Kwasian na friend is a lodge neither.
Debbie. Kwasian to me join a lodge.
Anytime you hear that somebody is being accused or being called a lodge member, and that's not a lodge nearby, that person is a wise person. Why are all these people always leaders? Because they have a reasoning and a thinking and understanding that is given to them in where they find themselves that the ordinary person is not giving that wisdom and knowledge and secrets. That is why they always come out and become leaders of men. What is here?
The Muda Hockley. Lord, you better say for a ne. Abusias, I will share. Lord, na count no, Odon Sabo, Nedina or Honoswa, Ube Honoa follow no right away. On TikTok, you can follow him. Just tap on his account or his name. You can see the Lord ACK over there. What tap on that? a baby na account natural. Just hit on the follow button and follow him. He does these deep, insightful teachings on his platform. Okay, all his platforms on social media, on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube. You can search him on all these platforms. Lord Akam, Rebakam, Lord Akam, Rebakam on Facebook, Lord Akam, Rebakam, and our Spiritual Science Society. On TikTok, there, and the Daha Uri, you can follow him. By popular request, next week, Sunday, Yabesa Atanasi, at the deep. It's another first time, just follow here. Just follow here. Lord, they say they will me my chance to crowd 4 and 5. Me know that's the tower. That's it. Lord, in case Obi percent. Oh yeah. Yeah, me back crabia there, me back crabia, me by see I'm voter region. Yes, I can. Over once I'm at 12 fee. It's me back crab quite there, member fee. Member fee. Lord, in case Obi person Rachel direct, o number be or how we bet me there Rachel.
Yeah, sometimes I na a bit more hard decisions need desire somebody bano.
And the other bedroom.
And I join the lodge now, me selling me so.
Hey, everything matter myself almost so now.
Then I me join no mama misika. Yeah, sometimes no problem, but for the sake of you, I'll remember office number now. Say remember office number no. Now mo to me a day afre.
Okay.
But sebi oba hasa o meye ipesike dro na me pay na me saka wana pacho member. Our purpose as spiritual society is for the liberation of the black race and the whole African continent. That is the mission of this society. It is not for selfish desires.
Okay.
Access ya be ye a ye nyema bi onim na ba na ye enya sunsun bi ne rituals bi se no tena ha dia mesra men frɛ me aya but if you really want to be a part of the force that is going to liberate this African continent there, you are welcome. And the fellowship that is bonded in love with a common purpose for self-realization and for self-actualization and God realization. You are welcome. We offer you a lifetime membership, but I don't offer membership to anyone. So my answer. Yes, I'm still thinking. What the way from and I'm a page in the so did that. Or the same sample 059
059
367
367 34 64. Enti abusia, in case you person unya direct contact with him, upe bibi munti asiye. Odi ka clear. Onye me pesa kawa, me pesikaduru, me pesa mi ye dabi. Oya sa bianka ye ka wo Elon Musk man ka obo so ndi e ka ho onye sa. Oto kwaniti na ya ayi no ohia no ayi ihela. Eti man frano ko kan chere ne se mi pesikaduru na pesa mi ye na mi pesa mi sell mi so dabi. Emo mu hia enlightenment. We hear understanding. We hear guidance. You can reach out. Number no me boss you 059 367 3464 059 367 3464. For the last time 059 367 3464. Ebinum bisa the number from the beginning of the conversation. You didn't come up with the whole of this conversation will be live on YouTube, The Nation's Anchor TV, and Way. Okay. Can you tell us more about life after death? That will be a topic we will discuss in the subsequent days. And to keep in touch on our platforms, we will discuss that. Okay. And don't worry. User says, you better discuss this, and don't worry. Okay. This full conversation, maybe I will join you along the line. The whole conversation will be live on the Nation's Anchor TV. Latest by 8 p.m. this evening. It will be live over there. You can go to YouTube and search the Nation's Anchor TV. It will be streaming live over there. We'll be deep, insightful understanding of what we discussed today. Lord, I mean, and that was it. Now, young fans who have said, thank you so much. Minimum last words, I'll pass already to you.
Anyway, Obia on a purpose in life, Obia on a profession. I'm known as the leader of Spiritual Science Society. That is, yes, I am the earthly master of the society. VI or the Grand Vicus of SSS. But my profession, actually, I'm a numerologist.
Okay.
So, mystical teachers, and I'm a no say, and a geomancer. So, I'm also an organizational consultant with mystical explanation. Can't be like you, but with wisdom, you can be what you want to be and better in your field. That is what true knowledge must be. True knowledge must be able to help you expand and become greater in your field, not become like me. Hey, very beautiful. So, what's what's now? What's your what you are saying? So, a practical until a one more brother boy then is see you when you may be bracing. What to what? Ube fuma eden aba abonte because nyansa na de o yeden ekọ na nyansa so de wa yeden aba na akanfo asem bi omoka omo say konfo a owo nyansa no e na wa ben yanka se konfo a owo aduro no na wa ben yo
okay
konfo a owo nyansa no e na wa ben adentia esa ne se huhum mpo e na ne be nante a unyansem na ne honhom ne benante se wagimi nso a wugimiem na ne ho sunsun be den
e benante
ti konfo wanyansa na waye den wa ben makaka sakuma spiritual path ya rush o wase e ma o mbre esua ne fenyi na wunyi wia ne ya besa wudi ye ni kwantia ba ofa kwampa no so be bia be so du bia be den ubedu say ye adwuma say ye nyonyam say ya pomoden ya hoden say ye dibia sika de adwuma na de ba ubedu ho ba ne wo so hu ni say unyam to boase ene mmere ade be den udi be nyin ewo ntiase ni nyansem bo bia kan tro say ye okwantie biara to attain enlightenment or to understand God. There's no short way on this spiritual path. We're developing a day. To me, that is a and your stones never more developing a day. And yet, in a walk of the growing a day. Halfway a path. What was in here, you grow in totality. Your physical self will be developed. Your mental self will develop, and then your spiritual self also will be fully developed. In Africa, here is those who can constructively use the knowledge of nature to break this continent, and not to continue what the church has already started a long time ago. No matter who you are, but you are still doing the same programming the church did.
Yeah.
Bet my incremony, and I bet my malam, but you're still doing the same thing the church started. Africa needs liberation. That is what we need. True enlightenment solves problem, liberates a people, saves the souls of others, not keep them imprisoned in their own unwarranted or useless desires. Selflessness is the way to true enlightenment, and Africa shall get there. That is what we stand for as Spiritual Science Society Africa. And I thank God said, or the Kakrebia Dome, and I miss Media Dome. So if you appreciated my wisdom, God bless you for also appreciating the little I know. I don't know it all. But what my teachers and my masters were able to train me and preserve through time, I have come to know. I'm also giving it out freely for those who are qualified to have them. May the blessings be. Africa will be great again. That's what I'm telling you.
Sure.
Mr. Africa what? Be great
We'll be great again.
And the time is now.
Lord, you better say thank you so much for today.
Next
Jose, next week, yeah, baba. Next week, yeah, baba. Africa was scheduled so next week. Sure. Edru ha, memo one son edru ho.
So this opportunity we say me curious and then ready seekers now yen share may the blessings be upon all. Blessings be upon you of fire.
Thank you so much, Lord. Abusia, yene Lord Akam, Rebecca, ena idin komo ene, and ene yesua de bebre. We have really learned a lot. Ena ebreba makwa ama yede ene enkomo no asi. That's ene jibre na exactly 1 p.m. every Sunday. Share on the Nation's Anchor